Welcome to Liberal Cheers on Tap Live. How are you doing tonight, everybody? We got a fantastic show tonight. This is part of our series where we are platforming conservative political candidates in their efforts to gain office in 2026. President Trump won last year, but the thing is we are not out of the weeds. So we need to platform some more of these conservative candidates, get President Trump some help in office. So tonight we got Raven Harrison. She's running for Congress in Florida. We are joined by the lovely Lavern Spicer, one of our favorites here. We got the Outlaw Gator, and Carissa is also joining us from X, one of our favorites too. So without further ado, I'm going to load my stage up here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Lavern. How you doing tonight, ma'am?
Great, and you?
I'm great. Looking forward to tonight. We got Raven coming on here. She's been one of my favorites down in Florida. I met her during a hurricane. I met her and her husband. Great military family, true conservative, and she's going to be a fantastic addition to Florida Congress. I'm just really looking forward to getting her up here and having a talk with her.
Salute. She should be in the room soon. How you doing, Gator? Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
How you doing, Miss Lavern? Good to see you, honey.
Oh, okay, Sonny. You also invited Letitia and Luigi. He's running also.
Miss Letitia, how you doing, sweetheart? Looking beautiful as ever.
Thank you. I'm doing good. How about yourself? Hi, everybody.
Hey, happy to have you up here. And welcome, Carissa.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's great to see this many women jumping into the fray in the political arena. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of patriots are just, they're starting to realize that we really have to get after it. We're going to have to go out and take this thing. We're going to have to platform these conservative candidates. We cannot sit back. We're far from being done here. And the thing is the media is not going to help us. We have to use platforms like this, platforms like X, YouTube and stuff like that to help these people get their name out there, help them get their message out there, and really, help them get elected in a lot of ways. And so that's what we're doing here. And that's what, Kimmy and I, our efforts to try and do this. And we really believe in, getting them up here, letting the world see them and let them hear from them themselves, because the thing is they will get buried on social media. They will get buried in the media. And the thing is you'll never get to hear from them without platforms like this. And so that's exactly why we're doing this here. And we appreciate you supporting this, Miss Lavern, too, because you really help us get the message out there, because you have a huge platform too. So thank you so much for everything you do, including your philanthropy. You're an incredible woman.
You, Jay, and it's so important that we do get that message out, because with that left media, so many people have been programmed. Them I have been programmed, so a lot of people really don't even have a clue as to what is taking place on that woke stage. So it's up to us to do our due diligence and continue to wake people up so that they can be informed and make an educated decision and not just get brainwashed by the lying news media.
Ain't that the truth?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And here's my co-host. She was having issues. She's back up here. So welcome to stage, Kimmy.
I'm so sorry, Jay. I had to restart my router. Crazy
No
stuff.
worries.
So sorry
No worries.
about that.
No worries. So we got Miss Lavern up here, Carissa, Letitia Perkins, and Outlaw Gator up on stage.
Welcome, everybody.
Kimmy.
How y'all doing?
How you doing, Kimmy? Long time no hear.
I know. How you doing, Gator?
It's been a minute. I'm doing good. How you been, honey?
Doing fabulous. And welcome, Letitia, Carissa, Lavern, everybody. Thank you for being here. Sorry I was late. I went to go in and it's like, oh, all of a sudden I have no internet. So you know how that goes. to restart my router. So anyway.
All right, and we got Miss Raven Harrison. She's coming in here now, and we're routing her up to the stage. Welcome, Raven.
Hey there, trying to get the camera working. The browser doesn't like it very much.
No worries.
It's crazy weather on our end too.
That true. Hey Vern, let's
Hey,
see.
Raven, how you doing?
I'm doing great. This camera isn't cooperating. Hang on one second. Jay, is there a trick to it? It doesn't, seems to be something the browser is blocking from StreamYard.
That's all right. And we can talk to you anyways. I mean, we'll just work through it. We got storms. We've had storms for the past month here in South Georgia. I'm lucky I even have internet right now. So if we get a hurricane, we're going to be in trouble. So
Are you streaming from your phone, Raven? Because I know my phone won't let me do it. I have to go to my laptop.
And see, that's what I was going to do. Guys, give me just a second. Let me hop over. Hey,
Yeah, but
hang
you
on
might
one
have
minute.
to go out and come
No,
back
I mean, no
in.
worries. Yeah, no worries otherwise.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm gonna keep talking while we're figuring it out. How is
Okay.
everybody?
Doing great.
You
Happy
go,
to have
girl.
you.
You can't keep beauty down. You'll be up and running.
yeah. So how about the news today? The raid this morning that we woke up to, a little bit crazy. A lot of us were, people were pretty pessimistic that we were ever going to see, a raid or any justice served, and so that was pretty big news this morning. That was the first thing I saw. How you guys feeling about that?
It came in its due time. That's the problem, is people are not patient enough. They must be patient. It takes time to build a case. You can't just walk in and into an administration or into a job and just go, and all of a sudden you're making arrests. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
People are just too impatient. You got to gather the evidence that's not tainted by 4 years of, I will keep it. I will not go full on Lavern. So that's not been tainted by 4 years of BS. You have to get fresh evidence that's clean, traceable, and accountable. And then you got to convene a grand jury. Everybody should know how the justice system works. And then once you get all that, then you can go ahead and start indictments and warrants and such. Takes time. All these people out there on X that have been screaming, I want arrest, I want arrest. Okay. They're full of crap. I'm so tired of listening to them that it's sickening.
Well, the thing is people are frustrated, and they're for good reason, right? It's because everything that happened to a lot of I have J6 friends and stuff like that, so it's easy to understand the frustration of people, and so they just want justice. They want equal justice, and they want
yes, yes, they do. But what they forgotten what sort of justice they had been dealing with for the last 4 years, which was none.
Yeah.
So
well,
yes, I can understand they're frustrated, but don't blame all that on the man that's only been in there for 6 to 8 months. 8 months. You can't blame it on him and say, why aren't you arresting people? You can't blame it on him. He has to basically start all over again, because everything in the last 4.5 years has been tainted by them. Who knows what they've tainted, what they've lied about, what they've created into a hoax, which they freaked out about.
The answer is everything.
All of that has been turned into bullshit. It doesn't care. They could have created anything out of all that evidence that they've had in their possession for 4 years. They could have made it say anything. So you can't count on that.
Yep, we got Raven back up here. Can you hear us, ma'am?
So that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
is now that
We're
they
with you.
now
We're with you.
he's done enough to make arrests, so they can quit crying about it now. The arrests are starting to happen. That's my point. So all them people that wanted arrests in the first day can stop their damn crying
And shut the
and
hell up.
and exactly, and to shut the hell up, because the justice system is now starting to turn. The wheels of justice turn slowly, but they're now turning truly, and people are starting to get searched, and search warrants are starting to be issued and served, and now things are starting to happen. It takes time, especially if you're going to build a RICO case. Come on, people.
Yeah.
But I
Yep.
will go ahead. This is Lavern. I'm sorry. This is Miss Raven's time. So go ahead.
No, you're doing Gator. The only thing I would only say to that is the American people have waited a really long time. We've asked a lot of them. You know, we told them to come out, we told them to fight, we told them to vote, we told them to go out, and quite frankly, they're pretty sick of hearing, you know, investigation. We got to stop using the trigger words. It does take time. We have to let justice prevail, but I mean, there's abundant evidence on a lot of this stuff, and they're just being stonewalled by the usual culprits. Do we know that, Jay, Vern? Every single time there is a delay in justice. Every time we don't see handcuffs, every time we see something go awry on a vote, we can always nail it down to the same 4 people, can't we? Every time. And we just, instead of trying to get a rhino proof majority, we need to be getting a rhino free Congress. That's the only way it's going to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, get rid of the rhinos and the Unite Party and the communists. The ones that are here with that communist agenda, they need to get the hell on. We need to be voting them out. That's why we need term limits also, because they need to go.
Yep.
And we got to show up, because typically we don't show up in the midterms. We show up for the general election when it's a presidential. But guys, we have everything at stake this year, don't we? I mean, this coming up, if we don't come out and show up, if we don't keep our seats, if we don't keep the feet to the fire, we're going to have Hakeem Jeffries on the gavel, and we're going to go right back to the same dumpster fire we came out of the last 4 years.
I think
Yeah,
many people need to, I'm sorry, Jay.
Go
I
ahead.
think
Go ahead,
many
Chris.
people need to realize that November 5th was not a moment, but a movement, the birth of a movement. And we can't just sit back and think, oh, we got the guy in office right now. It takes
Yes.
all of us to continue. If we return to our apathetic ways, we're going to get the same horrendous governance that we had before. I
That's right.
remember what it was living through those 4 years. And if everybody wants to go back to that, then sit at home, remain silent, and don't continue with the movement. But it's a movement, and we all have to show up and do our part.
That's right.
Absolutely. That's the purpose for the space tonight. So, you know, most of us on stage here know who you are, Miss Raven, but some people in our audience probably don't know who you are. So, like I said, you're you know, come from a great military family.
Yes.
You're a fantastic conservative, a great mother, wife, great voice, you know, for parental rights. So introduce yourself and tell us a little.
I've had both Raven. Let me get the mouse over here. Raven and Lavern on my channels before. I don't know the other ones, but I found this to be very interesting. You put it out because they are these two are running for office. Lavern and Raven again. Very impressive. So let me mute my mic here because I haven't got my ear thing in.
Bit about you so that people can hear.
Well, thank you, Jay, and thank you everyone for being here on the space tonight. See some familiar faces, excited. I am Raven Harrison, and I am, let's see, the condensed version, I am the daughter of 2 retired Air Force lieutenant colonels. Both my parents, my mom and my dad, are both retired United States Air Force lieutenant colonels. My dad flew in Vietnam and then retired a lawyer out of the Pentagon. My mom was a satellite defense engineer, also in the Pentagon. And my husband is a retired United States Air Force C-17 pilot. we're patriots. I grew up in a family that was in service to this country. I love America. It's the best country in the world. I've lived in communism. I've lived all over the world, and nothing just shows you how good you have it to go somewhere where things aren't as easy and as abundant as they are here. But I am Native American by lineage. I am a hybrid between Cherokee and Lakota Sioux. I married almost 17 years in October, and I have two amazing children, Patience and Major. And to be honest with you, I had kind of a chaotic upbringing. I really didn't think that the political scape was going to be my walk. I thought I was going to be home making some pretty bad Martha Stewart cookies and making sure their homework got done. And as God always does, He has a way of getting your attention when you're not walking the path you were called to walk. And that started for us in March of 2017. It's about 3/4 of the way through the school year, and we got a call from the Patience's elementary school saying that there had been an incident. She was about to be expelled. And of course, like any parent, it's 10 minutes before the end of the school day. What could she have done that could have warranted a phone call like that, where they couldn't wait? I was going to be at the school in 10 minutes to pick her up. And they said, no, you must come right away. So my husband and I rushed over, and we found a hysterical, hyperventilating, broken out in hives, absolutely hysterical 8-year-old clutching her chair. And I couldn't believe it. And she came over and started, uncontrollably sobbing. And I couldn't get out of her what had happened. So I had the three stooges, the teacher, the principal, and the administrator all standing around. I said, do you guys want to tell me why she looks like this? And they said, well, we had an election in school today. And I said, you're studying civics? And she said, no. I said, well, then so what? And she said, well, your daughter voted for Trump. And my husband and I almost fainted. We were like, excuse me? She said, no, you don't understand. She's the only one who voted for Trump. And if we can't correct this, she is expelled. And to say I went nuclear would be the understatement of the century. Guys, I just need you to know that I felt like I was pretty plugged in, not very.
Sorry for the delay. Get my mouse over here. So they expelled their kid for voting in a class election for Trump because her kid dared vote for Trump. That's why.
Very political, but I had never heard of CRT, emotional learning, wokeness, indoctrination. I didn't have any idea any of this, and it was like a grenade went off, and I just absolutely tore the school off. I put an absolute foot up the keister of every element of that school, and wound up making the news. And the worst part is we pulled our kids out, both of them out, put them in homeschool, only to turn the television on Monday to hear crazy Native American woman goes on tirade at school. And I went, oh my, you guys haven't seen crazy yet, but you're getting ready to. And that's when I decided that this was bigger than I thought. We hadn't just hit the Titanic hadn't just hit the iceberg. We were backing up and hitting it again. They were after our kids. They're after our way of life. Then COVID happened. They locked us down. They said, you have to put this in your body. And I just knew, I said, I can't sit here. Warriors were made to fight wars, because sure as heck politicians can't do it. Politicians don't win wars, but angry moms, patriots, and people who love this country. So that's where I am in now. I am running because I not only have to fight, but I have to teach my kids to fight, or they're going to be in this situation again. What did Reagan say? Freedom was never more than one generation away. So it is my responsibility not only to be a patriot and to step up and do my duty, but to teach my children what their responsibility will be, whatever it is they choose to do. But they will have a hand in keeping America free, because we can't afford to sit through the most excruciating I told you so. And we're not going to. So I'm here in Florida, where we live, my home district. I live in Boca Raton. So we are running against Jared Moskovich, an absolute disgusting Democrat Q-tip who thinks that it is okay to be Jewish and fund Hamas and to put boys and little girls in locker rooms and in sports. And common sense needs to make a triumphant comeback, and I'm here to give it. I just do it in a very spicy way. So that's who I am, Patriots. And uh, as far as where I am pretty conservative as it goes. I believe in the Constitution as it was written. I am a big second A. Gun control is wanting 16 guns, and I only have, I only have 5. That's where I am because the Second Amendment protects all the others. You don't want one, don't get one. But the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And when you have a population that is unarmed, you have prey. So I really feel like our government has gone far beyond what our founding fathers had envisioned. If this had been 1776, we would already have tea in the harbor. We'd be fighting over the Gulf of Earl Grey right now. So I tell people that this is what I'm doing, but I cannot be bought by the swamp. I cannot be bought by the establishment because my kids' freedom, what I know our next generation is going to face, is more important to me than any 20 pieces of silver they could offer me. So that's why you're seeing all the hub. Okay, she's dangerous. She's a radical. I'm not radical. She's far right. I'm not even that. I'm just right so far. And we're done playing that game. Left is right, up is down. No, it isn't. I have to make God happy. People are worried about these left. I'm not worried about pissing off Democrats. I'm worried about pissing off God. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what my mandate is. I know what bathroom to use. I know who I am. And that's basically it. You have the right to do you, but if you're on this work garbage, keep it away from the kids. Let's get this budget balanced. Let's get the people who shouldn't be in Congress out. Let's get our deficit down and let's shrink that bloated government and back up our president and get the job done so we can remain free.
Here, here.
I want to give a shout out, Jay, if you don't mind, to
Sure.
the people that are watching. I see you, Jubilee. Hey, hello to you, Wyoming Patriot. Hello to you. Critical Thinking. We see you also. Critical Thinking says shout out to you, Gator. Hank, hello. Jana, thank you for reposting. Everybody, we have thousands of people that are up here. Please, everybody, repost the stream so that we can get the word out. Corey, we see you. Hank, hello.
Yeah.
Free Bird Watchman of America, greetings. Melon, hello. Kilburn, we see you. You always on the set.
Kilburn,
Thank
yeah.
you for your support. Sue Carpenter and did I get everybody? Weeping Willow.
Okay.
Yeah,
Luigi, I don't know why you in this space. I sent you the thing. You need to be up here. Stop running.
Is that our Luigi?
Yeah, but Luigi need to get on this space because he's running for office instead of putting commissioner up there. Get up there. Stop being scared. Weeping Willow, we see you. We see y'all. So we're asking everybody to repost this stream. It is so important that we get the word out because what? Knowledge is power. And we're going to continue sharing the knowledge, empowering people so that they would know what is going on. We gotta wake the sleeping people the hell up, okay? So get up and start listening. And
that's right. We don't need to wake up the sheep. We need to wake up the lions. Let the sheep stay asleep. But we've got a heck of a battle. This is the 23rd district, Jay, is a swing district. So Trump almost pulled it. He didn't quite win it in this last one, but huge shift it's made toward Republican. And again, my district is a hybrid. It's part Broward, which is D+3, and part Palm Beach, which is Republican. But guys, you have no idea. We have got the swamp. We've got, elements of the GOP that work against us. We have the guy I'm running against, Jared Moskovich, who is positioning himself as a moderate, and he has friends on our side of the aisle. So he's being propped up by Republicans. And it's just people need to know what we're up again. We can win this war, but we have to know what the battleground is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to acknowledge you too, Letitia. If you wanted to introduce yourself, please do. Let's go ahead, ma'am. And you have to unmute. There
Uh,
you go. I got you on. Oh,
host has muted. Can you hear me?
yep, I got you
Yes.
now.
Oh, okay. So my name is Leticia Victoria Perkins, and I have a podcast on Rumble called The Perkins Report. I agree with everything you're saying, Raven. I started this podcast, I think maybe in like 2020 for exactly the same reasons. I'm a mom, and I said if I don't step in there, my grandkids are gonna look back and say, you guys had a small window at that time. You
Right.
seen your children going through that and you didn't do anything. So now when your grandchildren come, there's really, there's nothing to fight because the left has already basically got, everything that they wanted. So I started podcasting. I started making phone calls for different politicians in Arizona and in California, and just getting the word out. I'm biracial. I'm from California. I didn't like what I was seeing, how the left was mind manipulating our culture. And not only that, women, they're trying to erase us. They don't,
Yes.
the left doesn't like when they say, I see a woman like you stepping into politics, even though they say that they are the
That's
party,
right.
they are the party who uplifts women and they fight for women's rights, and they really don't. They want you at
No.
home. They want you at home, uneducated, not driving, don't know how to vote, don't know how to read, and don't know how to write. So when I started seeing what was going on, I said, I have to use my voice, whether it's knocking on doors or volunteering for candidates like you and Lavern and making phone calls. I can't just sit here and not do anything. I
That's
have
right.
2 boys and 3 girls, and I'll be damned if they tell me, Mom, you didn't do anything. You seen the shift and you did nothing. So I decided to step up, any and every way that I can. So that's just a little bit about me.
She's awesome, isn't she, Jay? And she's right. But I mean, there is nothing, and I'm with you, Letitia. I just wish, I want people to just close their eyes and just try to imagine, walking into a classroom, being completely oblivious to anything going on and finding out. I didn't find out till I got home that day, Jay, that they had put their hands on my child. It
Oh my
wasn't
God.
until she came into me later and she was like, "Am I in trouble?" She wound up crying herself to sleep, so I didn't see her for a few hours. And I started going through everything that was in her backpack. I wanted to know what I missed, how this happened, what was going on. And she came in and she goes, "Am I in trouble?" And I said, "No, baby, you're not in trouble." I said, "I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm overwhelmed." And she just said, "Good," because I would vote for him again. And I went, "Wait, hang on." I said, "Why do you keep scratching at your neck?" I said, "What's wrong with your neck?" And she goes, "It's where she picked me up." And I mean, my heart sank into my feet. I said, "What did you just say?" She goes, "She picked me up by the throat." And I went, "Oh my God." And I pulled her hair back, and the teacher was 5'10". She picked her up by the throat and dragged her into detention and slammed a detention assignment in front of her. And the detention assignment was to write 100 times in cursive, "Hillary Clinton is the true president and Donald Trump is an asshole."
Oh, wow.
And I don't have words to explain to you guys. It was like, I don't even remember what my life's purpose was before this happened. It's just the outrage, the betrayal, the overreach. It was just visceral what happened with me, of going, how dare these? I gave up my whole childhood for people in service to this country. My parents believed in this in America. They still do, and they're still fighting. And to see that this is the way my child, that a parent, I mean, just so little respect. And then you have Mayorkas come around, "You guys are terrorists." And I'm like, "I'm coming for you next." Okay. I'm not a terrorist. It is my job to raise these children and get them to where they are not a problem for you. So let me do my job and you do yours, preferably in Gitmo.
And what?
One thing about the left, they want to replace us,
Yes.
the American people. They
Yep.
want to replace us. They want to replace us with the illegals. Illegals, meaning they are not legal. They have not been vetted. We do not know who these people are. Okay, so they want to replace us with the illegals. They want to give them all the rights that we, the American people, should have, rights that we have worked hard for. We built this country. We deserve that. Not these illegals that we don't know who they are. I mean, look at the Alcatraz thing. that they got here. So they thought that they was going to be able to just halt everything that is going on, but DeSantis moved them out and moved them somewhere else.
We are
Now,
not California, and it's
Right.
important to mention that. And you're right. They need a permanent, the Democrats, if you look at the history, they need a permanent underclass. First, it was the African American, and now that voter has evolved and educated, why do they like the illegals? Because the illegals will take whatever they're given.
Yes.
And they will keep these people in power and not ask for much. American people won't work. Workers shouldn't have to work for that, but they'll undercut them on labor, undercut them on employment. And that's how, and I want to be clear, and Jay knows this, we've got corruption on both sides. As my grandfather likes to say, the left wing and the right wing belong to the same bird.
Exactly.
So that's important to mention, but that's what you're looking at. Why would they want to do this? They have flooded our country with people. And again, if they don't love it, they're not going to fight for it. They've given these people weapons. They've given them power and status.
They gave them
and
a place
look
to
what's
stay.
happening.
Free health insurance in California, free sex changes in California.
Y'all off, but remember, in California, some places they was giving those people as much as $30,000 a month.
Yes.
I think it was Chicago, New York. They was getting like $15,000 a month.
Oregon too.
Yes.
A place to stay, a roof over their head.
But there's no money for the Californians.
Homeless veterans
or the veterans. They're stepping over the veterans to go into the 5-star hotels, and they're letting our veterans, people who fought for this country, sleep on the street. Jay, you know what I'm talking about. Is that what we're talking about?
That's exactly what happened in California. Our governor Newsom, there was no money for, women or minorities for shelters and stuff like that. But as soon as they started bringing in illegals, California started passing out, I don't even know how much a month. They were in 5-star hotels, free insurance, where the average working American, they didn't qualify for it because we made 50 cents too much.
Letitia, a lot of them was still complaining. Those illegals, a lot of them was very ungrateful.
Yes, they
were.
was
Complaining about the 5-star hotels that they was
they were.
In. They didn't like it. So my whole thing was take your ass back to your country.
Exactly.
Go to your country and do your complaining. Don't bring your ass here and complain about shit that we don't work to build for in this country.
Yeah.
But they want to wave the flag from Mexico, but then they don't want to be deported there. They want to wave it from wherever they're from, but they don't want to go back there. But it's too much of a drain. And there's nothing humanitarian about encouraging people to make that trek, to be indebted to the cartels. I was born in Texas, and I'm telling you, I have a firsthand, I've been to that border, and that what you see at that border will haunt you. He has stopped President Trump has stopped the majority of the flow coming in, but I have seen, you guys, I've seen little girls' panties left at the border. One raped, and she had 22 live samples inside of her, 10 years old. Okay. So what I'm telling you is there's nothing humane about encouraging people to make this trip. They are the reason that they're cutting the line, because we have a process to come to this country legally, and many have used it. It takes time and money and vetting and processing, but that's people who are willing to invest in America. The ones who are cutting the line are here for freebies. They're here for handouts. And what I say to those people is nobody's American dream can start by breaking our laws. It's just not going to happen. We are the land of opportunity, but for those who are willing to work for it. We are not a society of handouts. It does not say, bring me your tired, your criminals, and your economic parasites.
Your criminals and everybody else that want to do crime. It does not say, bring me your criminals. Exactly.
If you love America, you should be willing to come here the right way. You'll be welcomed with open arms.
Legally.
Just like
but
us,
if you're here and you're breaking the law.
Yeah, just like us. We can't just cross the border into Mexico, start burning the Mexican flag and demanding that the Mexican president give us free health care, free cars, free EBT. They'll laugh.
They'll laugh while they're putting you under the jail. They'll laugh and then bury you out back.
Exactly.
they will put you out of your misery in Mexico if you go over there and try that shit. I promise you that.
Yep. You see what was going on in LA a couple months, maybe a month and a half ago. Boy, everybody was burning the American flag, and I'm like, you crossed over to be here, and you're burning the flag, but you don't want to go home. Like, make it make sense.
I tell people,
I don't understand.
that's a really, you see a lot of these younger people who are very angry, very politically charged. I call it a missile with no guidance system. And I want to be really clear. And Jay knows what I'm saying about this is I have military parents. I have lived in war zones. And there is somebody right now who is not going to watch his daughter grow up, who's not going to watch her get married. He gave up that right for your freedom. That's what that flag represents. We don't have a black anthem and a white anthem. We have one anthem. And I'm Native American. My ancestors were stewards of this land, and I still support the founding fathers. I support the limited government. But I'm telling you, when you will never, ever see the flag the same way until it's been folded up into a tri-corner and handed to you because you've lost somebody you love. And there's nothing that I can explain to anybody who hasn't been through it. It will tear out your soul to realize, what the Bible says is there's no greater love than a man would lay down his life for another. And when you realize what these people have, nobody goes out there thinking they won't come back, but some of them didn't. Okay. They gave everything they had to give you freedom, and you just give it away. You offer it up like it's something that doesn't mean something. So that's my thing. If you're going to burn the flag, make sure you're in it. Yeah. Okay. Wrap yourself in it and then set it on fire. If you feel like you have to do that, because it is these people, America, when was it great? Before you got here. Exactly. So why don't you spend your time, instead of dogging on the greatest country, helping us make it better? And by doing that, we have to protect our heritage and our culture and not have it erased. Okay, like they tried to erase our border, and that's all the Democrats are. This is an opportunity for them to rebuild this party and get back to what they were supposed to be about. They were supposed to be the party of the working class man, but the opportunity is being wasted because Republicans aren't stepping up to the plate. We aren't taking advantage of how divided we aren't. We need to show the people wins. We need to start getting things done and showing them we can move the needle. And we have to get back. We are not a communist country. We are not a socialist or whatever communism light term they're using today. Yes. The word salad of, Kamala, and today is a day after tomorrow, but not quite yesterday, and all that. Stop it. Seriously. Yeah. This is, you guys, they're playing in dangerous waters. They don't even know. And I, for one, and Vern and Letitia, Gator, Jay, I think I might have even seen Carissa in there, we are not standing for that. We are not going to sit back here and lose our country to some vegan latte, purple hair, multiple nose piercing. I don't know what bathroom to use, but we have to have a woman on the Supreme Court, but we don't know what a woman is. Exactly. I'm not playing that game. Okay. It's just not. And they like to come at me, and they can say whatever they want about me. I can take it. Vern and I are used to this. I just, throw it. All the left can do is pout and insult and throw it. Is that Luigi?
Yes. Can you believe it? But let me say this. What the left wants, first of all, the left cannot, somebody need to turn silent their phone because we're getting a bad echo. The left does not know the definition and cannot define what a woman is. You know why? Because they want to replace women with all the he, she's, the trans, and all this colorful stuff that we are really sick and tired of.
They want to call them birthing people in California.
They want more tampons in the boys' bathroom, and they want to replace women. And that's why they came up with the pronouns. What are your pronouns? I got some real pronouns for them. I don't know if they're ready for it. And it's just like Hank also said in the comments, give us your morons, your psychopaths, and mental defectives. That's what they want to send here. This is what they want to replace us with. And the stupidity that these people come up with is totally unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's totally unbelievable.
Aren't they feigning outrage right now that Bolton got raided, but yet they said nothing when they were going through Melania's underwear drawer. But now everybody's outraged because Bolton got raided at 5 a.m. I mean, it is unreal to me. They absolutely cheered when President Trump was shot. And yet when Biden, how can MAGA pick on, the warm corpse we elected?
Because they miss.
They are complete hypocrites. They wanted full, we should be able to pull the president's tax records until we asked to see Biden's. Exactly. They wanted a health exam until we wanted to see Biden's. Exactly. And they knew he was, and that's the biggest issue I have. We've always known of the corruption, but my biggest issue was you were willing to put every single American at risk to elect that warm corpse you knew was, because if you look back, Obama said something at the correspondence dinner. When was it? 2014. He said, Joe's probably in the parking lot talking to Cones. They knew then that there was something wrong with him. And they decided that they would put the nuclear codes in his hand and allow this man to pretend to be president. And the border got opened. Lake and Riley died. We had all kind of, and they have the nerve. We don't think that President Trump is fit. You know what? Sit down, shut up. The grown-ups are in charge now. And that's why I have to tell Patriots, do not skip on the midterms. We blew it in the last one. 22%, Jay, showed up in the midterms. Right. That's not going to get it. That's not going to get it. 22%. You got man buns and communism.
Yep. You cannot sit back and sleep on it. Now, when Obama deported illegals, nobody had a damn thing to say. Right. But when Trump wanted to deport the illegals, it's a problem. Yeah. And like Trump said in that debate, when he asked Joe Biden, he said, "Who built the cages, Joe? Who built those cages?"
And he said, "My uncle got shot down and eaten by cannibals." So I can't stand that man. But the point, Vern, is where you are, is just going, guys, and remember, they want us fighting each other, so we're not holding them to task. And that's what I want to start changing when we move forward. But we got to get District 323 done. We have got to swing this district. It is so critical. Trump took a bullet for us. I don't know who's standing in line to do it next after that, but if we lose this at midterms, we are back to that Biden ever impeachment, ever, raise your hand if you don't want to see Cory Booker get another catheter so he can spew diarrhea out of his mouth for 16 hours straight. Man. Okay, we have got to do better. And that means I need people to show up. I need them to go to the website, Jay. I need, the people, if you can donate, great. If you can block walk, great. If you can help us on social media. And thank you to our gracious host, to Jay, Jay and I were working together about the time of the hurricane, trying to get supplies to people, and they're threatening people with arrest. And Jay has been in the polls. He is behind the scenes, like Lavern and Letitia and Gator. These guys work tirelessly behind the scenes trying to protect our freedom. They don't get the credit. And Luigi down there, who's been so patient, and he's down here in our neck of the woods, but he is also stepping in to run and to help us do something. So if you're able to, my website is ravenharrisonforcongress.com. You can find out more about me, but just know their Democrats aren't going to go easy. The best thing that they do is pump a lot of money into races they want to swing, and they're already starting. So every little bit helps, but we know for a fact that we're getting to them. We know that I'm on Jared's radar because he's taking swipes at me daily. You're a Q-tip, Jared, and you're going home. Pack.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Let me
welcome
say
to
something, Jay. 1 minute. It's so important that you all donate any amount. It does not matter. We have candidates here. Donate to Ravens campaign. We have Luigi here. He's running for commissioner of Miami Beach. They need your support. And you know, when you're running a campaign, it takes dollars.
Yes.
So please donate to these candidates. Support them any way that you can support them, because it's very important. They in a real fight.
Yeah,
And they're fighting for
absolutely.
you guys. They're fighting for the people in their districts.
Yes.
That's what they're doing. So if you're tired of the BS, get up there and make some phone calls or knock doors. If you have, no money to donate, there's always other ways to get involved. That's what I did. I
Yeah, absolutely.
got
Yep.
involved with my local candidates. Says, hey, what can I do? Can I make some flyers? Can I get a team together?
Yes. And the
Yep.
answer is always yes.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and they're not going to be supported by the GOP like they should
No.
be. They're not going to get money. They're not going to get all these things. So it comes down to us. $5, $10, $15, $20, a like, a subscribe, a reshare, a repost.
Yes.
These things go a long way in helping these candidates, and that's how we're going to save our country. Really, it comes down to us, because the media is
Yes.
not going to help us. Like I said, the GOP is lackadaisical at best. They, very little support, especially in Florida. During the
Yes.
last special election, you saw nothing from
Nothing.
them on the
Nothing.
candidates, and it was people on social media like us that were pumping these people, and
Yes.
we are lucky that Florida is a conservative state. We are lucky that they retain those seats, because
That's right.
it wasn't due to the GOP or the media or any other thing, because they were not helping us in any way. And Luigi, man, you are sharp, dude. You're the best dressed person up here, man.
Right.
You're looking good. Well, yeah, he wore his tie, man. You got to give him credit, man. He's looking sharp up here.
But I don't wear ties.
Right. Hey, if y'all
He does look
real
good.
quick, if y'all don't mind, our boy Corey, he's in the comments over there. Corey Jett, he's running for state legislature in Florida, Florida's State House District 11. I shot him the link real quick. I don't know if he'll accept it. I hope you don't mind, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's also a candidate here in Florida as well, just like Luigi down there. What's up, brother? And Miss Raven there, and he's one of ours. Patriots United, we endorse him as well. Luigi, get with me, brother. We'll endorse you as well, my friend. We'll give you all the help we can get if we don't already do it. So I just want to let you know that I shot him the link, if you don't mind, so he can get him a little FaceTime.
Yeah, absolutely. And go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Luigi.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me all right? Is audio
Got you
good?
loud and clear.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Lavern, Letitia, Gator, of course, Raven. And it was an honor to link up with Raven doing some wonderful work in Broward County. And I don't get to Broward too often because I'm here in Miami Beach. So our election is on November 4th, as we all know. I am asking everyone in the city of Miami Beach to vote for Luigi. I am a first-time candidate who is going against an entrenched establishment, a candidate who has been in civic service for almost 20 years. Now, what does that mean? Well, first of all, this is a nonpartisan race at the municipal level. So I am running for Miami Beach Commissioner Group 3. The website is voteforluigi.com. So, and if anyone has any questions, I can, of course, chime in, but I'm glad to be here and have always been a big supporter of Lavern Spicer and everything she does for Miami-Dade County. The Curly House Foundation has done more for the Haitian community than most Haitian elected officials that we've had in years past. And that is a fact. That's undeniable. So I want to just say that, and I just
hey, them Zoe grandmamas love you for that comment right there, because they should not be there. They be there giving me hell. Them some tough people.
Jay, I don't think a lot of people realize
how, them people like 80 and 90 years old, but they can talk a 30-pound bag of rice on this shoulder, a 20-pound bag of rice on this shoulder, and a bag of potatoes on their head. So them some strong ladies.
And they're talking about the Curly House, Jay, is a lot of people don't know. This is one of the things that makes Lavern amazing. She has had a food bank since, was it 99? And again, so she's in her community giving out food to the people who need it. She and I have gotten together for a mom down there who was targeted by the police, but they're trying to threaten to take her kids away. She's not even in my district. We're going down there to help, but I'd love to see conservatives behind the scene, just like you, Jay. You were looking at the polling locations and things before the election to see where the problems were going to be. We need people who put, who roll their sleeves up and really do things, great things when people aren't watching. And I don't think Lavern gets the credit she deserves for how amazing that there are a lot of people who eat because Lavern gets out there and runs that food bank and makes sure that people in the Miami area, and the fact that that she's out also helping me campaign, it's just because she's the Queen Vern. Love her to death. But again, so donating to Lavern, donating to me, those are things that help us continue to keep serving the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Thousands help. We hosted Lavern last week, and just talking about the things that she did. Like you said, she's helping more than the city is helping. Right, thousands helped. Right, making a huge impact. Right, there's people that are alive because of Lavern and the things that you're doing. So God bless you for doing that.
Thank you, Lavern.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you.
You don't get enough credit because you don't have to do that, and you are doing it, and it's your life's passion, and thank God for that, because that's true patriotism. That is the American spirit right there.
It is, and we're great. And like you said, I had the pleasure of meeting Luigi at one of our events. Yes, he is just equally dressed. He's just a snappy dresser. He's just sharp to the core, and very personable guy. So, guys, he needs you out there. We were lucky because I think we just flipped Miami, area to red in the last election cycle. But if we're going to keep it, it's going to require some work. I mean, you guys don't realize when we flip something like that, they're not just going, okay, well, we lost. They're going to double down. They're pumping a lot of money into these races against us. So please help when you can. But good to see Luigi in there. And I think that might be Corey down there.
Hey, Corey. How are you?
Hey, Corey.
It's muted.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Introduce yourself to the chat, Corey.
Yeah, my name's Corey Jett. I am running for state representative in Florida's District 11. My opponent is actually the next Speaker of the Florida House, so mine's a rather big race. Maybe you'd call that the biggest in the state. I'm not really sure. I would, but yeah, I just like everything you guys have been saying that everybody's already heard. We got to get the rhinos out. We need to wake up the lions. Raven, you said that. I love that. And also, I caught the whole explanation of what happened to your daughter. You didn't give all them details the other night. I got to tell you, you are a better person than me.
I'm really not. If I had known at that moment she had put her hands on my kid, we would have been having this interview in jail.
Yeah, that one really that one took me back. I couldn't believe that. I was like, wow.
That broke me, but God is good all the time. He kept me out of jail to fight another day.
Yeah, and my man Luigi, it's nice to meet you too, man. Always good to see people running for office in Florida. I might have to get with you on some of that style advice, bro.
No problem.
He's on it.
Yeah,
so good.
I could get some of that, man. I'm a shorts and t-shirt guy, man. But I like to look sharp every now and then. But no, I'm just a regular guy. I'm a blue collar guy. I've worked in the oil field. I've done concrete out here in Florida in the August heat. I've done industrial cleaning, traveling around the world, making sure factories and stuff stay run, or not around the world, but around the U.S., making sure factories and stuff stay running, cleaning boiler tanks, all that kinds of stuff. And I just want to give a shout out to Lavern. Also, I know you don't know me, but I know you, ma'am, and I'm a big fan. She don't give these guys on on X. No
Nothing.
break, man. None. And I love it.
Nothing.
I'm here for every single word of it. I promise you. I see.
Thank you.
Her reputation.
You should go out to dinner with her. It is
precedes her.
epic.
Oh man, I would love to. Just say, whenever you're around, I'm down. Let's do that.
Oh yeah, and my kids love her. Patience loves Miss Vern.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like I said, I'm running for state rep. I'm just a regular guy. These guys are down here. You know, everybody thinks Florida's legislature is super red, but I can assure y'all, if you don't know, that is just because of the governor's office. You know, they've been voting for big weed. They've been voting for amnesty. They passed that amnesty bill.
They
even
did.
Though yeah, even
They
named it. They named an amnesty bill the Trump Act, which is exactly what they do, is name it what it's not.
And Republicans put that over the line. So
yeah.
Republicans made sure that got passed. And
yeah, there was only one state representative from Florida that voted no on that bill, and that is Rep. Mike Caruso, who just,
correct.
I believe he just got a promotion.
Yes, DeSantis just promoted him, but he was the only one.
Yeah, so big love for that guy. I believe he's down in District 87. But yeah, these guys, man, and you guys see Alex Andrade or whatever, the FSU cheerleader who turned state representative. On him and Evan Power, the GOP chair, they're on X attacking Florida voters daily. Like you guys can look this stuff up. You know, Alex Andrade, or however you say his name, he was just attacking governor.
Hey everyone, Mark, Tammy, Colin, all of you. Yeah, I thought I'd run this. There's a lot of candidates that two of them I know I've had on my channel that are in this live, and so I thought I'd just play the whole thing as is. Couldn't reproduce it any other way, you know. So that's why I thought I'd bring this to you. Enjoy and feel free to comment, and I'll either pop in and say something, or I'll text you back in the chat.
DeSantis trying to make him,
hey, John,
saying all that stuff about kids on the spectrum and everything like that. It's just real disgusting, man. These guys are disconnected from their voters. This is just this is a big clique. And
this one here, Raven, is very impressive. I've had her on before, and Lavern also. I know her. I don't know the other ones yet, but I hear they're good. So all of them, but this guy up in the corner who's running this are running for office.
And the clique needs to be broken up.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys highlighting that. You know, I live in Georgia, so we don't hear about those type of things. We're hearing about it. There you go. We're hearing about it in Texas and stuff, but I didn't realize that was going on in Florida too. And yeah, it's something we need to pay attention to. And again, it goes back to our whole effort here to promote conservative candidates. We'll have any conservative up here to hear their voice, because the thing is like, even if somebody doesn't make it into office, you know, their voters are going to hear the things that they're saying, and if they like the things that they're saying, they're going to demand those things of their rep who are in office and stuff. And so our goal is to get, you know, the rhinos out, to get the conservatives in there. But even if we don't get all of them out of there, the thing is like pushing these conservative ideals is going to help everybody in the long run. And so that's why we're going to keep on doing it.
And that's a great, and I just got a side text. Did I forget to say the website is Raven Harrison for Congress? I got a text about that I don't know if I said that, but someone just texted me and said, say the website. So the website is Raven Harrison for Congress. At least that one is mine. Doesn't sound as exotic as Luigi's.
You haven't said it.
It's Raven Harrison for
within the last hour.
.com.
No, ma'am, you haven't said it within the last hour.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I guess you need to
Put it in
keep
the
saying
chat.
it.
I'll put mine in the chat as well.
I'm trying to keep up.
Once
I've
an
got
hour, you must,
this
yeah.
chat stream, and I've got my text window open just in case.
Once an hour, you must say it.
And maybe they can put it up on the side so people can see. They can put it up on the screen there somewhere.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll post it I'll link it in there too with
That'll
this
be
live
do.
stream.
Do we have any questions that are in the chat? Because I can't see what's scrolling fast. So that's my little known secret. My kryptonite is I don't have my glasses on, and it's dim lighting, so it's really difficult to see a scrolling chat. I don't know if there's any questions out there.
Yeah,
we
well,
don't have any questions
Hey.
yet.
Can you see the chat?
We
Gator,
don't. Yeah.
can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can, and I just
We
have
don't.
I read the private chat. So I'm gonna shout it out there for the man. Say y'all make sure you go to Luigi, vote for the number 4, Luigi.com. Go to his website too.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. Luigi, if you're gonna be running for Miami Beach commissioner, you got to learn how to be loud and obnoxious and a pain in the ass like me, because they ain't gonna listen to you if y'all quiet like that. You got to be loud and obnoxious like Lavern.
Well, thank you, Gator.
Lavern's
They
like,
ain't gonna
hey,
listen to
Gator,
you if
hang
y'all
on.
quiet, folks.
I'll tell you.
I'm sorry. Like me. You gotta be loud and obnoxious so they'll listen to you. But yes, go to his website, www.vote4 Luigi, LUIDGI.com.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you go to his website too. Donate whatever you can, if you can, and support the man. And Corey, might as well go make the rounds while I'm at it here. What's
Yes.
yours, bro? Speak it,
I'm
son.
getting
Speak
ready
it.
to put mine together next week.
All right. Well, you hit me up on that. I have my own server for Patriots United.us. That's our website, by the way.
All right.
And we can set you up a subdomain. My webmaster can hook you up. So hit me up on the side. We'll take care of that.
All right. Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. I'll shut up now. Let Jay have his damn podcast back.
No,
Can
I
you hear
appreciate
me?
that. Honestly, like seriously, that's
Can you hear
the
me?
main reason why we do this, to get get them support, get them get people to show them some love. Honestly, get them some donations and get them some likes and reshares. Seriously, I appreciate that. Raven, I wanted to ask you, about the things that are happening. I wanted to get your opinion on the cleanup of DC, the potential cleanup of Chicago, the things that President Trump are doing. You hear people wailing about it and stuff like that. I just don't understand how you could live in a city and not want less crime. Who in the hell wouldn't want less crime in the city that they live in? It doesn't even make sense.
Fuck,
And
I
so,
say it for you. You got to be a real dumbass motherfucker to not
yeah,
want no help against crime. Cause seniors are always getting robbed. You
Hey,
see
Dan.
people on the bus are freaking out. You always see them, whether they are naked, pulling off their damn clothes, doing all kind of crazy shit. So and then they have gang members there that are robbing people, committing all kind of crimes.
Yeah,
So
my girl
why
goes.
wouldn't they want the help? I'm sure the people want the damn help.
They do.
So
And
it's just anything that Trump does, they're gonna be against it.
That's
correct.
right.
Anything that he does, they're gonna be against it. So I'm gonna say it. Everybody that's against your damn place getting cleaned up in Washington, D.C., you got to be a dumb motherfucker. I say it for everybody.
So, and
Right on.
what she said, but I think the biggest problem with that, Jay, is you can just tell. Have we gotten to the point you can just tell the people who are just watching CNN? I don't even feel like a lot of these people are processing this information for
That's the senior
themselves.
citizens.
They're
They are
literally just
destroying
being
them.
told garbage and they're running with it and they're becoming agitated. I lived in DC. Both my parents were assigned to the Pentagon. So in the DC, Virginia, Maryland area, 12 years. And I can tell you firsthand, it is a dump hole. It'll probably be a while of being cleaned up. And it is so good to see the National Guard, because I made a wrong turn. I think I got a flat tire there once. Horrible, scary. And I'm not the waffly type. I carry a hole puncher. I don't play. But at the end of the day, this is supposed to be the nation's capital. This is supposed to reflect something about America. We have world leaders coming here. And I went to an America First Summit a couple of years ago. It was terrible. I mean, literally one block outside of the White House, we had rats and tent encampments in front of every restaurant. It was disgusting. It was an eyesore. Businesses boarded up. And Trump is treating this more like a parent-child. He's just doing it. The first time he tried to go along and get along, and all they did was impeach him and instruct. Now he's just a wrecking ball. He is just going forward, getting the work done. He's kicking ass and taking names, and that's where it needs to be, because having lived in DC the where it was before, this is a good thing. But it's like Lavern said, if Trump said he had a cure for cancer, they'd all be screaming that they have the right to die of cancer. If he walked on water, they would say he couldn't swim.
That's what
If
I voted for. Exactly
Trump
what
said
we
that fresh
voted for.
air would make America great again, they would all suffocate themselves. I mean, it's just, we can't get around that with the left.
Saying, how can you say make America great again? What about make America great again is white supremacists? How the hell do they relate? What is the thought process?
Because it's the only name they have, is you're some kind of ish. If you don't like males preening around like peacocks on the NFL, field, then you're some kind of ist. You're some kind of sexist, transphobist. And I mean, I'm so over the ist. I'm an everything ist. Okay. But at the end of the day, because I was a cheerleader, and I'm telling you that the cheerleaders I used to see, those men were holding up 150-pound girls in one arm. That's what I thought when they said the NFL was getting cheerleaders. They're preening around trying to act like women. Stop it. And I get this a lot. I get people, attacking me nonstop for this, and I am unapologetic. You're not going to follow my daughter. And yes, that's tried to happen. That didn't make national news, but I had some 6'3" identifier try to follow patients into a restroom. And I'm like, not no, but hell no. Okay. There isn't a universe that's going to happen on my watch. Again, if you want to use the litter box at your house, you know what? You do you. Keep it away from my kids. Keep it away from our kids. What you do as an adult, it belongs in the home. Okay, if you want to dress up and drag and do that, why do you have to read to kids? Why do you want an audience with kids? Keep away from kids. Do that with the adults.
They are
That's
grooming
it.
the kids. They are grooming the kids, and
they're not grooming these kids. Not these two.
The purpose of kids attending a drag queen show when you got men out there with dresses and makeup on, showing their private parts in front of these kids? What is the purpose of that?
Well, the thing is,
who in the hell would even bring their damn kids out there to see that shit in the first place?
The same people who are saying they don't want DC to be safe.
Yeah. If you attended, but kids should not be there looking at grown people that are naked. That should not be taking place.
Yeah, and see the reason behind all this, if you peel it back, whether you just ignore all their labels and their colors and their flags and all that stuff, they just want to make everybody liberals before they're old enough to vote. That's all it is.
Right.
But that's not a new doctrine. That is a communist doctrine, because they go after the children. What do you have to have in order to have a communist nation? You have to have an allegiance to the state, which means you have to take out God. Okay. And then you have to get a malleable population. And that's the children. They can't do anything with us. We're armed and we're ornery. Right, Gator? And so you can't do anything with us. But the children, that's why they always want the children, because they need someone they can mold and shape to do what they want. And that's why they're so heavy in. And to be honest with you, as much as I hate, this broke my heart as a mom. I blamed myself for what happened to my daughter. I took that really hard. It felt like a fail. Like, how could I be this strong and this have happened to my daughter? But again, they got my attention now, and realizing this has been going on for a while. They had to make a decision with COVID if they were going to continue the indoctrination and risk it. But that's when we all got to see what's been going on. But this has been going on in different stages for a long time, which is why it is important now that I feel like I have to run. Luigi is running, because this is how we are losing the government. This didn't happen overnight. This has been This corruption has been going on and on and on, and it's in every level, at the state level, the water board, the school board, the municipal, the federal level. And see, we've all been like, nobody wants to do the politics and going out, and we have let the criminals have it. And that's where they are right now. They're fighting and huffing and puffing, but basically what they're saying is they want to pout and pout and pout and pout, and they want us to crack under it and just go, okay, because Thomas Jefferson said trying to administer logic to the illogical is like trying to administer medicine to the dead. And that's what it feels like arguing with liberals. But what we have to do is we have to, again, start focusing more of where we are alike than we are different. But we have to agree on certain things, which is we can't run a country in debt like this. People don't even realize that. That's the job of Congress, Jay. I have two roles in Congress, and that is to pass legislation and to provide oversight, the purse, right? Well, how can we be in debt? That's my job description, but Congress hasn't balanced the budget since 96. We have not had a balanced budget since 96, but we keep getting omnibuses and rescissions and stimulus packages, and all these things keep going through. Okay. And the interest keeps coming up and coming up. Do you realize that almost 60% of what the government takes in taxes is going to pay the interest on our debt? That is, and there are automatic things that the Democrats put into play. People don't realize that either. When the Democrats had full reign, they were changing the rules so that they're not cheating. There's a lot of problems. So all of our Republicans who have been like, yay, Democrats behind the scene have set us up for failure, but we can do it. But we got to take the momentum that President Trump has given us, this wrecking ball, we're going to get it cleaned up and let them. Do you realize they're complaining over a patch of grass in the Rose Garden that was perpetually flooded? Do you know what the bill was for that little swamp piece? And women and dignitaries used to complain that their heels would get stuck in that swampy water, and he paved it over. The left going, look at this God, he got rid of all the roses in the Rose Garden. He did not. The roses are still there. All he did was pave over the part of grass that kept flooding, and that was not really suited for at least not female leaders. And it's crazy, but we can get this done. So again, we've got to take the momentum that President Trump has given us, and we've got to get a better Congress. And it's going to be, it's going to be a dogfight, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I mean, can everybody in the chat just raise your hand if you want to see me have a debate with AOC on the House floor about oppression? I mean, and if we want to see, but the one thing I am looking forward to, and Lavern can tell you, is I am a walking, breathing destroyer of the left's narrative, and I don't even have to open my mouth, right? So, because according to the left, I am oppressed and victimized and all these others. So again, I'm a business owner. I'm a mom. We don't raise.
She is Native American. Actually, she's not black. A lot of people think she's black. Raven.
Victims in this house. We are survivors and we are fighters. And if you don't love this country, I'll help you pack.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to, I appreciate that. And I wanted to give a shout out to everybody watching. We got 4,100 in here listening right now, watching you live, hearing some conservatives talk, about, some things that we need to change in our country. And we appreciate you guys coming up here, taking the time out of your day, because we know you're busy, and we know that, your time is limited. You have jobs, you have lives, you have children, and this is it's a labor of love that you guys are doing. Running for office and stuff like that. It doesn't pay a ton of money, and so we appreciate you guys doing what you do. And
thank you to all the ones who are here tonight. Thank you for sharing a bit of your Friday night. That just gets me so energized just to hear people who care, about their country, and they care. And my door is wide open. That's what I want to do differently. Is everyone has access to me. I get to the messages. Sometimes it takes me a while, but I'm here. I would like to answer the questions. I would like to know what your concerns are, whether you're in Florida or not. If it's something I can do, I will do. So let the floodgates open if you've got questions or anything you'd like to know. But a lot of information on all of our websites. And thank you, Jay, again for hosting this.
Thank you, Jay.
And also, I want to give a shout out to Abner. I see he just left a comment. He does web designs, and hello, Abner, and thank you. He's the one that did my beautiful web page, and he also helps me with whatever else I need. So thank you, Abner. I'll see you in the comments.
Thank you, Abner.
Sure.
Yeah, appreciate that. And yeah, so you know, talking about you a little bit, you have a career.
It was played last night. They did it last night, and I'm replaying it live. So it's live for us. It was live on Twitter yesterday. Who was it that asked? I forgot already. Oh, Tammy. Yeah, this was live last night. But you know, I do message with Raven and Lavern both a lot, and hope to have them back on at some point. So
Career in marketing, right?
Yes, I
Talk
did.
to us about that.
I was a career marketing professional. So 3.5 decades, I was working on ad campaigns for Food Lion, Shell Oil, IBM. Believe it, don't hold it against me. Crystal hamburgers. I never ate one, though I couldn't quite get to it. But so I did that for a number of years. Public relations, the Atlanta Braves, WW at that time WWF wrestling. So was fortunate to be able to meet people like Macho Man Savage and Diamond Dallas Page and these others, Hulk Hogan, RIP, my gosh, amazing guy. But that's what I was doing before. That was my career. I stepped out of that when we decided to have children and decided to open my own businesses so that I had more flexibility and I needed to be home during the pivotal time. So I'm very sensitive to things, but I feel like as women, it's our responsibility.
John, how are they shutting down your traffic? Who is it? Protesters? The highway shut down for 2 days? Is it the protesters or something stupid thing?
To show what we're good at. We're great at multitasking. We're great at nurturing and home. And so when I saw the vote come up of we should be able to stay home to vote if we have a baby, and I can't remember her name, the rep who keeps bringing her baby to the House floor, which sickens me more than I can.
Paulina?
No.
No.
The Democrat Brittany somebody or whatever her name is, who keeps bringing who keeps bringing her baby to the House floor, even though there's a taxpayer funded daycare right there
but that's not
on property. But bringing up that we should be able to vote. No. I made a decision as a mom to stay home when my kids needed me the most. My kids are teenagers now.
That sucks.
And they still need me, but at that age, I would have never considered running for office.
They used to in Pennsylvania do a lot of the road work at night so that wouldn't hurt the traffic so much.
When my children were that young, and my feeling is very strong. If you are not able to do the job of Congress, if you are not able to meet the requirements of the job of Congress, do not run. Do not go up there and pull that woman card and say, I have to be home with my baby. That made me sick to my stomach. Stop it. Because I'm from the generation of women who had, who were working 2 jobs and had a kid on each hip. And my parents both had high-powered careers, and my mom was a single mom for a long period of time. And so I hate to hear that. And I will not be using that show up to vote, whether you were a guy or a girl. If you were in Congress, you were elected to vote. You listening Texas Democrats, were elected to show up and vote. Vote in person and get there. Other than that, I want people to understand that's really, I love women. I believe in women, but we can't claim victimhood.
John, a lot of time when they replace those signal lights and this and that, if they got a red ring around them, especially in New York State, they got cameras in them. where they're filming all your travel. Eventually, they want to make 15-minute cities so you can't travel very far.
And equal rights in the same breath. You can't do it. So we
And
have to be able to get.
If I may pause you for a
Okay,
second,
John.
I do think you have a pause button. Let's not let Anna Paulina Luna's ass off the hook, because that lady that keeps bringing her baby onto the floor is a Democrat that put that legislation forward for that remote voting. But it's Anna Paulina Luna, her sorry ass, the stripper from Florida, who is a Republican, who claims to be MAGA, who put all that bullshit and called that legislation out of the Rules Committee in front of everything and stopped Congress cold. And they had to vote, or they had to resolve that particular House res, not HR, H period R little ES, before they could do anything else. So it was our own little Florida stripping Congresswoman, Republican, that did all that. So let's not let her off the hook for doing that.
The
I tend to
blowback
like
for
her.
me, Gator, was after that happened. I can't even tell you what my inbox was full of. This is why women shouldn't be in Congress. This is why, they're too emotional. And I hate to see that, especially when I've had to make some really tough choices, but I chose my children when it was time for that stage in my
Well,
life.
you should be commended for that. And I commend you 100%. And I back you 100% for that. And you are 100% correct. But that little Latina up there in Orlando area needs her ass primaried and kicked out of Congress, because she keeps going. But Trump and yes, I am one of those that will call motherfucker out when they need to be called out. And yes, this is one of those times that my president needs to be called out for it. He does not need to be endorsing her, because it was her fault that she clogged the wheels of Congress up way back in the beginning of his term, when she pulled that bullshit of that Democrat Congress lady, which was House Res 23, for remote voting for the family and this and all that you mentioned. The Democrats started it, but old Luna.
The problem is they tend to use it for other things, when they want to do other things and also still vote when they would normally lose a vote,
Resurrected the shit, because this is very personal to me. I researched the hell out of it, and I know a lot about it. Okay, so yes, this was a bipartisan screwing that was given to the House of Representatives by those two evil wenches, one Democrat, one Republican. One of them uses her child as a prop. The other one uses her as props and wears a bathing suit to support Trump. Okay, you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, our Florida rep needs her ass kicked the hell out of Congress too, because she ain't MAGA. Okay, she's a rhino just like the rest of them, but for some reason, Big Daddy Teflon Don, he keeps endorsing her ass, and I hope he's just stringing her along so he can boot her ass out and go, "You're fired," because it was her that got it, and she used that House Rule 11 and pulled it out of the House Rules Committee and shoved it in front of everything. So everything had to stop until that resolution came to some sort of a resolution before anything else could commence. That included the big, beautiful bill, and all the other stuff that was stacked up behind it had to stop. No further House business could be conducted until some sort of a resolution was agreed upon on that remote voting. Go look it up, do a little more research onto it. Do a little more research into it, Miss Raven, and you will find out what I know.
No, I already know.
So,
I already
Well,
know. I
it's
know
like, what
that it
can
was
go
the
wrong?
SAVE Act and the RAIN Act, that hundreds of thousands of dollars that have been put into to try to rein in the activist judges. I am very aware of what that
yes,
resolution
all of that
occurred.
was put on hold thanks to Miss
I know.
Luna for pulling that bullshit out of the damn House committee rule. And she did it in perfect timing. She timed it all just right. Just about the time they went on out of session. And that timed it all just right to where she got the where hers got priority and went right to the head of the line. She knew what she was doing. She wasn't stupid because she had done it before in the previous Congress. I watched her do it. But this time it was in advantage to us. So everybody was like,
Haley,
what a great job she did. What a great congresswoman she is. Ooh, look how great she is. Yeah, she's a piece of shit.
I tend not to
And
agree
I
with
shall
Don't
land
you.
hold
my
back,
I
Gator.
shall
Just
land
tell
my
us how
little
you really
airball
feel.
on the dirt right there.
I know. Why don't you
Well,
tell us how you really feel, Gator?
I mean, like you holding back a little bit, but but no, so I just wanted to give people, Jay, a sense of what I'm talking about. Is I really like being feminine. I like being a woman, and I feel like there's strengths in that. I love men. I'm not even going to play. I don't like this war on men. And I have an amazing husband, but I don't like the war on white people. I don't like the war on men. And I feel like this is what the communists like more than ever.
You need to divide.
They're emasculating our men, and they're going to try to take us over without firing a shot. And my thing is, we can't be in that vein. One thing I feel is the Democrats are full of hate. I was never ever taught to hate, and I don't hate anybody. There are people I strongly dislike, and there are some people that are so close to that edge I can taste it. Pelosi, but
Newsom.
most of them are, but again, Joe Biden was a creep before he got dementia. So my issues predate. But I don't hate. And I feel like that's where the left is. They're so hateful and it's inspiring hate. Me simply saying, this is who I am, I get death threats for that. People came after patients. Okay. And it's really not of letting people know, how can you get so angry at someone? Does your husband agree with you 100% of the time? Do your children agree with you 100% of the time? Do your parents agree with you 100%? But I'm cutting my mom off because she voted for Trump. Stop it. It's just of people realizing we can agree to disagree, but the hate and the violence and feeling like your opinion gives you the right to do harm or threaten people is a new level of low that is in this country. And I tell people now, even in this district, I have a heavy Democrat district, but it's winnable because we are right. And a lot of
I'm with you, Lee, especially people like Fauci and stuff like that. And the real commies, the real deep commies.
of them are surprised that this is me. I'm not the typical Republican they're looking for, but I tell them I'm a conservative first because both parties need a deep house cleaning. But I have to be on the side of historical right. The founding fathers said a limited form of Republican government, that is limited government, that is more people. And that's what you're seeing right now. The government's got its fingers in everything, in COVID, in the vaccines, in the border. They can't even do that right. All they're supposed to do is secure the country and keep us sovereign, okay, and allow us to govern ourselves. And that's where we kind of are now. So yes, my previous life, Jay, was in marketing and public relations, and I do have a degree from Temple University. I am old. I told my my kids I'm older than Google. They thought I was kidding, and I am. But and I'm a proud mom, and I really, instead of just being afraid for my kids, I feel less helpless when I'm doing something. And that's what I'm doing. You're an angry mom. Angry moms get stuff done. Okay. And that's ultimately what this is. And for the, I have even have someone said, why don't you just stay at home? I am going to the house, the people's house. Okay, I'm gonna clean it and do all that woman stuff. You know who you are. But of telling them but nobody could run their household the way the government is running this country. Okay, we are trillions in debt. If we kept borrowing like this in our real lives, we would all be homeless. Okay, and that's where we have to get back to common sense, fiscal responsibility. And it starts with having a plan. My parents lived in the DC area. I still have one in the DC area. He's there fighting for the monuments that were torn down. A lot of people forgot about. People don't even realize. Does anybody realize that Biden opened up the impounds for all those statues that were torn down of Jefferson and all the others? They were put in an impound lot, and they've been given full access to terrorists, to Antifa and BLM, and they've had parts. The statues have been vandalized, medals have been stolen. It's amazing how our history is just being erased. And I wanted to say that, Jay, that reminds me, if you all just saw something from England asking people to delete their emails, photos, and recordings so they could save water. True story. Look this one up. That they said that you need to delete all of your old pictures from 20 years or more back, delete them all to save water. And
and how that does anything, I don't know, other than they wanted to get rid of a lot of information.
Even my 15-year-old daughter said, doesn't sound like that saves water. It sounds like that keeps the younger generation from realizing what they have lost. And I said, that bingo. So again, this is what we have in this country too, which is why the Democrats are always trying to reroute, history of, oh my God, they raided Bolton, you raided Trump. But we don't want to talk about that. They love to keep changing the historical facts of going, we have to protect democracy. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic. We are a constitutional republic, and you guys have no right to talk about protecting democracy. You installed Kamala like a toilet, like a septic system. She has not received one vote and was installed. You executed a coup against a warm corpse that you guys elected. And now is fallout. So I agree with Gator that it's not a snap your fingers for Trump and get in here and fix this in 5 minutes. The damage has been decades in the doing, but we can put a good dent in it. And it starts when we decide to say, you know what, here's what we're going to do. So that's been my path now. So ever since the marketing, Jay, once this happened to my daughter, this was about 7 or 8 years ago, I had to really think about it and pray about it. And I ran once in Texas, but didn't know really what we were doing and how to do this. And the swamp made sure of that. Now we are coming with the power of we the people. And I'm so honored to be endorsed by Lavern and Gator and Mike Lindell and Kevin Sorbo and Willie Montague and George Buck and a host of others. So, I'm sorry?
And Ruby Young.
And Rubion. Thank you so much. And and it's just, it's important that they won't report that, but I like people to know we have momentum. We're going to be having an event coming up. We're going to get Gator to attend that. Okay. It's just because there's nothing better than having somebody named Gator endorsing you in Florida. It doesn't get better than that. But I just want patriots to be encouraged because they're not going to show you the wins, and the GOP is not going to report what the grassroots are doing. So we're telling you we've got a great momentum and steam coming, and we're fire. Luigi knows I don't burn patriots though. I only burn communists. But we burn hot down here in Florida, and I just want people to be encouraged that we're going to get it done.
Awesome.
The Patriots are going to stand up.
Yeah. So we got just under 7,000 live listeners now, so we're blowing up here. But with that, I just wanted to ask all three candidates, and maybe we'll go Luigi,
Yes.
Corey, and then Raven. So, how are you being received out there in Florida? What's the reception been for y'all as candidates, and what's your main message to your voters?
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for the question, and thank you for this lively conversation. So, in terms of how I'm being received, I think that the populace of Miami Beach is happy that someone is willing to stand up, risk life and limb to go against the establishment. My platform is community unity. There's too much division in the city of Miami Beach. Only insiders and those with connections are really reaping the benefits of what the city has to offer. So, my premise is to audit City Hall, end the corruption now, the insider deals and the backdoor deals and the backroom deals, and questionable behavior by lobbyists. We have overdevelopment. My opponent, I've nicknamed him Overdevelopment Alex because he has approved more overdevelopment projects than any other commissioner in the last 4 years. Now that we are in the election cycle and he's been challenged, now he is trying to make it appear to the public that he is against the very same policies he's been championing for almost 20 years in civic service. So the people have received it with the relief that someone is stepping up to the plate, because they do run the city and people are scared and they're afraid to speak in public.
Well, I'm thankful that you are running, and hopefully we can push you to the finish line. If you aren't following Luigi, make sure you're following him. Subscribe, like him, repost him, send him a dollar or two if you can. We appreciate you coming up here tonight, and thank you for that. And Corey, you're next, brother. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. So as far as my district goes, it's very rural. It's very blue collar. I'm not funded and all that thing like a lot of the big candidates are. Everything for me right now is word of mouth. I've lived here for 30 years, so I've gone and met with my own friends who are business owners and all these kinds of things that don't know anything about politics or know the votes that these guys that they've elected, they circled a name on a ballot. You know, they don't really know. It's pretty crazy. So when I go out and I start showing people, hey, look at what they voted for on this. Hey, look at what they voted for on this. Hey, look at what they're working on here. Where I'm at, it doesn't take a lot of convincing. It takes revealing. That's really all it is bringing the issues that they care about to their attention and showing them that these people that they have elected that are in office right now do not care about what they care about, what they voted for them to care about. And it goes back to, like Raven said, we got to wake up the lions. The last 4 years of watching Joe Biden, I've been into politics for a long time. Watching the last 4 years with Joe Biden, it set something off inside of me, and I didn't have anything crazy happen to me like Raven did. Thank God. I mean, I hate that you had to go through that. But, yeah, that woke me up, and that made me want to start. I started looking into running for U.S. Congress, and then I started finding out more about how much the state level is not what I thought it was, like I was explaining to you guys earlier. And I said, man, we got to get these guys at the state level out so that they don't just keep having this revolving door of this guy goes to DC. Oh, now I'm endorsed. Now this guy goes, now I'm endorsed. It's just a rotating door. And yeah, so like I said, my district is very rural, and these people are, they're worried about simple things like road construction and, where a bus stop might be. I mean, really simple things. And it's just, these guys are up here dealing with big business owners and special interests and all those kinds of things. And they don't worry about anything in their district. They're just trying to do whatever they got to do to look out for the guy to their left and right who ain't doing the right thing either. And I'm kind of rambling on. I apologize, but yeah, I just was activated just by Joe Biden and seeing all the illegals, seeing all the wokeness, everything, man. I mean, if you can turn on a TV or listen to the radio and you hear this and it doesn't make you mad, it should make you mad. It should make you furious. I mean, and anybody that's afraid to get involved, don't be. Because you are going to have a lot of support. 78 million people agree with what you feel. You will have support anywhere you go in any state. It doesn't matter. Everybody needs to wake up, just like Raven said. Let the sheep stay asleep.
Thank
These
you.
lions, if you feel strongly about this and you've considered getting out here and doing what we're doing, what I'm doing, what Raven's doing, what Luigi's doing, if you've considered it, do it. You will have support. I promise you that. And I'll end it there.
Well, I can tell you, for me, I'm right there with all of you, but the reception has been really good. It's been an interesting because our district was redrawn, so it was at one time 30% Jewish. It is now about 13%, but we have a strong and large Haitian population. We have a large and strong Hispanic population, and we have a large and strong Jewish population. So we have a little bit of a divide with there's only two solidly blue Democrat counties in Florida, and Broward is one of them, which is part of my district. But I feel encouraged because Broward, we've been already dipping our fingers down there, and the reception has been great because they were not expecting me. They're expecting some bougie corporate career politician, country club type, and I am not that. I am not a politician, and I have a plan, and that's what we are giving to the people. Is we have got to stop what I say, sick of the script. We are sick of the script, which is the career politicians. We have a couple that are running against me, career politicians. Okay, their eyes are on the bigger prize in Washington. Mine is on the people. I've already had a successful career. I'm doing this as a service to my country and to my children and the next generation. You won't have to term limit me. I'm going to term limit myself. 4 terms max to go up there, get it done, do the people's work. And I'm not going there to make friends. I'm not going there to become part of the clubs. I would love to join the Freedom Caucus. But other than that, I am there to do the people's work. So what I personally think and feel isn't as relevant as what the people want. That's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be representation. I am supposed to be the voice of many, which means I can't get up there and go, I don't like that, somebody did this. It's not about what I like. It's about what I was elected to represent. Knowing the legislation, I've read every page of the big, beautiful bill, all 946 pages. I know every resolution that is going up there. I have foreign policy experience because I had 2 parents who dabbled in this. I speak 3 languages. I have owned a business. I have created jobs. I am a parent advocate. I have been fighting right now. Mike Lindell and I have been fighting election integrity and security issues since he got into this fight, which is why he was so quick to endorse me in running for this race, because I was fighting before I had an official title. I've been using my own money to run around here, and the GOP, we've got a few people in here who are great, but most of them are ridiculous. And they spend their time spreading rumors because they know they can't stop whatever is coming. And the biggest one that I hear is she's a carpetbagger. That is absolutely garbage. I have been a dual resident of 2 states, Texas, the one I have born in, and Florida for many, many years. I have been fighting and doing that, but we decided to stop being a 2-state household because it was too hard on our children. And we made Florida our home several years ago. But either way, I am a Floridian. I live here in Boca, and the district is great. The voters love me. The GOP establishment, not so much. They are full of lies and rumors and smears and ridiculousness, but I am so encouraged because the people are ready. They're ready for a different message, and here it is. If you want a government that looks like you and represents you, okay, then you have to elect better people, because ultimately, man's rejected is God selected. He doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies who he calls. I am on a mission right now just to restore the faith in the American people, that I can listen, that I am open, even to the ones I'm fighting for, the ones who who disagree with me. I'm fighting for your right to disagree with me. But you need to be able to have that right, and that needs, the government needs to shrink our bloated government, restore the rights of parents. I am one of the ones who's been labeled a terrorist. And Corey, I want you to compound what you feel of trying to imagine what it would be like seeing marks on your daughter's neck from being picked up and assaulted by a teacher and then being labeled a terrorist by your government. My parents gave 27 and 24 years to this country. I never saw them growing up. And they did it because they believed in this so much. My mom has Alzheimer's now and is not even aware that I'm running for office. My dad is still in the fight. And I say that to tell you, Patriots, it comes at a heavy price, but it'll be nothing compared to what our children are going to fight. And if this can happen to me, it can happen to you. And I'm not the only one. So you're going to get the government. They can't give me 20 pieces of silver. I don't need it and I don't want it. What I do want is I want to get to the end of the term and them say, she fought for us. And that's what it is. I am going to fight for you.
Love it. Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate all three of you coming up here too. We're just under 9,400 in here now watching you guys. So appreciate y'all in here. We got a lot of eyes on you guys. So that's why we do this. This is exactly why we do this. So Kimmy, you there?
I'm here.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you loud and clear. How you doing?
Good. I just want to thank everybody in the comments for being here. Thank you, everybody that's been reposting the live. We appreciate you so much. If you could, if anybody else, if all of our listeners could please keep reposting the live. These people, the women that were here, the men, Corey, Letitia, so honored, Lavern, so honored to have all these powerful firecrackers in here, because that's most definitely what we have. That's why I haven't really been talking, because we don't even, Jay and I don't even need to talk, right, Jay? We can just let them roll, right?
Yeah,
this is awesome.
Well, these are my favorite lives or spaces when we bring in good guests like this, because the people really want to hear from you. They hear from us like every space and stuff like that. They come to listen to y'all, and that's exactly why we do this. That's exactly why we platform y'all, because we try and help you get your voice out there a little bit more. And like I said, now we're listeners right now, so we're, like I said, we're getting up there. So a lot of people are seeing y'all. This will be live on X, live on YouTube, and then this will also be on Rumble too. So if y'all want to clip it or take a look at it, or show any of your constituents your video too. Appreciate it.
I forgot to make one shout out. Thank you.
I didn't know this was going to be on Rumble. YouTube. I can take it down from YouTube. Rumble's a little tougher for me to take it down.
Kimmy, for watching the chat and the ongoings for us, and just that we've also got a fabulous team, and I'm
picking this up from Twitter.
Really blessed to have an amazing team working on the campaign, including, and I got to give a shout out to my amazing campaign manager, who we're a Call of Duty family, so his call sign is Ghost. But happy birthday, Braden. Braden Sorbo is our campaign manager, and today is his 24th birthday.
Yeah, Carrie, I'm hoping that Alberta joins him, maybe Saskatchewan, and that I've been following that and playing clips from that and short YouTubes, 15-minute ones about that. It might still happen. The government in Quebec is so left-wing in Canada that it would be a good thing in the long run, and they got a lot of resources in the long run. And there's once they start using those resources, there'll be jobs up there, more so than there is even now. They got that carbon tax crap up there and stuff like that, which for now it's temporary on hold. But once they get real full control, they'll go back at it.
Okay. And he is the spitting image and personality of his father. And I tell you, if I can do half as good a job as Sam and Kevin have done with their
in Greenland in the long run would be a good pickup for the United States. The United States wasn't always 50 states.
Kids, they are amazing. And I just would like to mention, shout out to Sam Sorbo as well. She is phenomenal woman. She's as talented as she is beautiful, but she was the first person. She came to me at CPAC when Patience was on the war room. Steve Bannon caught hold of the story and had Patience on the war room, and she came up to me to kind of introduce me to the concept of homeschooling. And I was terrified. I said, this is kind of something Amish people do, right? And she goes, no, this is, this is a new day. And she has been great about making sure we have community and resources. I never thought we could do it, but it's been, and the kids are thriving in it. So
it's a lot safer to homeschool your kids, I tell you that.
Thank you, Sam.
Hey,
We
Moon
love
and
you.
Trade.
Happy birthday, Ghost. I hope you were having a great time. I did not do a great job holding up the social media today while you were out, but thank you. And I just wanted to give out into my my GC Kush. We love you. That's my spar partner, but we get it. So I just wanted to just shout out a lot of work behind the scenes. And Rebecca, who is just getting ready to give birth, one of our social media. She is due any second. In fact, might be in labor right now with her fourth child. So, and Lavern, who
That's a good thing.
I just love like a sister. She is my people. She's my heart. And but anyways, that's the team. That is Team Raven Harrison for Congress and Gator and Patriots United. Amazing support.
Raven, don't forget Gator.
I just said Gator and Patriots United, who are my, Gator's my celebrity crush. So
Karen, do you think Iceland would go too, huh?
he is, but again, I love him rugged.
Would be a good thing.
I love just to see men doing men stuff. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just like, I really like strong men who will stand up, who will protect, who will guide, who will push. And
that's my cue. That is my cue, if I may, Raven. The strong men, and I love that. And the reason that I pop in and interject right on that line is because the strength needed for this city of Miami Beach race is it's a high demand, because, as I said, people are afraid to speak publicly or on camera or online. People talk to me because the fact that this city has
because of cancel culture, and they physically attack you.
Deep establishment control. So again, as you continue to give the shout outs, I just wanted to point that out. It does take strength, and I am actually mustering my strength from above. Without God, I would not have taken this decision to do so. So I just want to mention that, and yeah, it is important that people do know to get out there, support all three of us. You have Corey, I believe you said state rep, District 7. We have, of course, Raven Harris running for Congress. And then you have myself, Luigi Mary. Vote for Luigi. You can find me on Facebook. And that's where a lot of our engagement is. I encourage you to follow our engagement on Facebook. Luigi Mary for Miami Beach Commissioner, the Miami Beach Community Rooms. So that's a great way to start.
And also, do you mind? Let's shout out Mary. Also in the chat, because Mary Lopez is also, she's in it's state 102, and it's never ever been challenged by a Republican. They've put 14 million into taking that race down last time. So and we will provide her info, but she is an amazing Florida conservative down here, lawyer, amazing down here. So and Luigi knows, I'm sorry, I should have said that. He has my full support, and I'm grateful for them doing it. And it is a labor of love. You guys hold us up, because I'm telling you, I have more fun on X, especially when we get to roasting, because at least we have a sense of humor on the conservative side. Oh my gosh, some topics I just go for the comments. It's like, okay,
they get triggered on the
here's gonna
left.
be my Friday night entertainment. But yes, we are here and we are available. Take advantage of the opportunity to reach out. I shouldn't, but I do respond to DMs. But we've got our team that is on it, and we are going to be fielding these. But people are going to be happy. Come out and join us. See what we're about. Talk to me. I'll get back to you. and we'll get all your questions answered. Do we have any that are, Kimmy, that are in the chat? Is there anything I'm missing right now?
You know, I don't
From
see
the
any
chat.
questions in the chat. All I see is praising
Hey,
for
Gregory.
you, Raven. A lot of
Yes.
praising.
Thank you.
Go girl. You are you are awesome. You're a firecracker, along with Letitia and Lavern, Luigi and Corey. They just all say how amazing you are.
We are fiery.
I do have a question for you. I just have one question for you, Raven. So if you're elected, what would be your first, I guess you would call it legislative action in Congress?
My first one, I have several that I would like to do, and I already have a plan of how I'm going to get these bills passed. I think that's really important, is knowing how DC works really helps with knowing how I'm going to execute and deliver for the people. The first thing I would like to attack, which is near and dear to my heart and to the constituents here in 23, has to do with the property tax insurance debacle we have here. What we're starting to see is more and more no bid contracts and things being awarded that are causing prices to go up. And for seniors, it has to do with our insurance, it has to do with our taxes. It's getting out of control, and it's something that's going to slip by the wayside unless we attack it. So I'm going to be, that's my first legislation has to be on trying to arrest that, arrest what they're using to grab property and
Long
take
road trip,
property.
Gregory?
And also we have insurance issue because we are prone to hurricanes. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Florida is Latin for hurricanes. We have them all.
Greg, I got to get you on soon about this trucker stuff that's going on after that accident and stuff like that, okay? Message me a bit later, all right? About the truckers and the accidents and the illegals, you know, what the illegals driving, if you would, Gregory.
All the time, but the insurance has gotten to the point where it's just astronomical and people are not carrying it. I used to wonder why so many people chose not to evacuate why would they take that chance? Because they literally can't afford to. So I want to, they've got you a few different ways, and it'll be the inheritance tax, the property tax, which basically means you're still renting your house from the government, even when you purchase it, and from the insurance side of it. So it's a multifaceted, but that'll be one. Two will be term limits, bureaucracy limits, and shrinking our bloated government, and then going on to.
That's right, Gregory. They want to run you out because they want you to own nothing, and they will be happy. They do not want any private property. Socialists do not want you to have private property. They want to control everything.
All the, like, parents' rights, school choice, education, things like that. Because again, those are all near and dear. And in the midst of all of that, I'm going to be taking care of what's going on with our vets, because I've been putting out a few fires. If you guys have been watching, Sarah Fields was denied her coverage by the VA at 39 weeks pregnant. They told her she was being dropped. And that's pretty much not the one thing you.
A lot of that's happening in New York State here because Coco, the commie in Coco's trying to get the money to the illegals as much as possible. She's taking money from everything and everyone to get the money to the illegals to keep them here.
Want to hear when you're getting ready to go into labor, but we were able to press the VA and get them to reinstate.
Some are saying that she's trying to get a VP seat, you know, trying to run as a VP with one of the candidates, Coco.
Stated, and we've got more veterans on tap who are reaching out, and we're going to get every single one.
Yeah, I never heard of that, and thank God you guys did get it turned back on, because I couldn't imagine. It's crazy because
exactly, Carrie.
You hear about illegals being using VA care and stuff like that,
yes.
but then veterans getting denied care. It just doesn't even make any sense who this is getting passed. I don't even understand. Within the VA, like, that is they're literally their job is to take care of veterans.
It's broken. But I went up there 4 times, Jay, during shortly after COVID, and the office was closed when the office said they were open. And we had issues with my mom having Alzheimer's, trying to get her care, her money, her benefits assigned to her care facility was difficult.
It would probably have to be late afternoon, Gregory. Late afternoon for me.
They were trying to steal her money. And I basically, with this, I came out of church and saw Sarah's text that she was being dropped at 39 weeks. And I called my father. He went in there and and then one of the congressmen, Moran, got in there and made some phone calls. So we rallied. But I just told any veteran, if you are having, and if you're watching this chat now, again, I can't promise, but two parents who are veterans, my husband.
We really do need to do something about talk about this, what's going on with these truckers and that kind of stuff, though. That's really ridiculous. And then Newsom's having a fit because of that truck driver that was from California that killed all those people in Florida. It's ridiculous.
Husband's a veteran. I at least know how the system works. If you are being denied, if you are struggling, if you are having trouble with the VA, please reach out to me. Let me see what I can do. Just like we did for Sarah, we'll do for any one of you. If we can't help, we will. But I need to know what it is, and I'll do everything I can. So it's just important because the VA is probably going to need to be rebuilt. It's so irrevocably broken. But right now, we just have to do the best we can with what the
VA is really corrupt. There's money funneling out of it constantly.
way the system is, but they're not even operating. When they say they're operating, they gave all their money to illegals. I mean, it's a dumpster fire. It is. And our vets are paying the price. Vets waiting 7 months for surgery, for cancer treatment. It's unacceptable on every level.
I did a video on this recently.
You can jump in there, Corey.
Yeah, I just wanted to say some of you guys might be familiar with him, but John T, who's in some of our spaces, he actually messaged me last week, I want to say, and I believe the name of the company or the group that he was working with that got him help in the VA that he's been waiting for was called Rapid Response. So if anybody wants to look into that, they helped him out. Any veterans listening, Rapid Response, give it a look, see what you can find out. If you can, shoot me a DM if you use them and let me know how it goes for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that.
On that,
yeah. Give a shout out. Go ahead, Luigi.
Oh, that's quite all right, Lavern. And Jay, I appreciate that. I will also give my veteran shout out as well. So I'd like to give a veteran shout out to the Miami Beach VFW. And I want to give a.
Do you see he's flip flopping on a lot of stuff, Newsom, gruesome there? And then he's attacking Trump, and he's actually going up in the polls to the left. I think he's running for the primary right now, and then he'll flip flop again when he runs for general because he's really kowtowing to the left again. You know, so it's really ridiculous.
Shout out to the Post Commander Tan and Sergeant Gruber
to me,
as well.
The left is a dumpster.
They do wonderful, wonderful work. As a matter of fact, tonight they had an oyster event where they get oysters from Chesapeake Bay and they bring them down.
Which video, John?
I know you'd probably enjoy that, Raven, as well.
Yes.
Yes,
or
straight
Mark,
from Chesapeake Bay. So just a big shout out to the city of Miami Beach VFW post we have here. Just wanted to give them a shout out.
And that's great. And I want to say one more thing to Kimmy Kimmy, I'm going to promise you one thing, and Jay knows this because he's known me for a while and we're not chasing hurricanes, right, Jay? But is that we have waited, we have been beat down for 4 years. We have watched why they have just run over us. They have abused the legal system. They have called us everything. We're garbage. We're deplorables. We're, Biden threatened to nuke half of us on stage. And I just want people to know that I share your frustration. And conservatives, we deserve to have a win.
Thanks, Mark.
And what I can promise you is when I get there, it is going to be a pay-per-view smackdown like you would not believe. I am going to throw it. I already told Pelosi I was going to put a breathalyzer on her podium to her face, and I am going to start kicking butt. I am going to confront the Timu Congresswoman if she's there, and the poster child for useless people, AOC, all this garbage that has been allowed. They are disgracing the office of Congress. It used to be an office to be aspired to, and now it's either a glorified nursing home or it's full of retarded people who think that they can just get out there and spew without, you know, consequence to who it is hurting. They have put a target on us, and I want patriots to get the popcorn and be ready and proud that you're going to get the voice and the fire. We're gonna burn it.
I think a lot of the licenses, Tammy, are being handed out. Yeah, in California and New York is handing out a lot of them too.
Okay, and we're going to set it right. We're going to get the fire of the patriots, because right now, you know, the founding fathers have got to be turning over in their graves right now, going, why isn't somebody in freaking handcuffs swinging to the oldies? But we're going to get the government you can be proud of. And Kimmy, get the popcorn ready, because it's going to be lit. When I get there, it's going to be, because I'm looking forward to that 4 years of we had to take it to finally just unload it on getting the people's work done.
Now, for everyone that wasn't here earlier, this Raven, who's been on with me before in Lavern, but Raven's son or daughter, I think it was, got suspended from school and was attacked by one of the teachers because her daughter dared vote for Trump in the school election, you know, one of those mock elections, for voting for Trump. Got suspended for school for voting for Trump. Unbelievable. And she's homeschooling her kid now, but that's ridiculous.
Awesome. I can't wait.
That got her
my gosh,
started
it's gonna be wonderful,
That was
Raven.
Trump
We're
the
so
first
excited
time.
for you, and we're praying for your campaign, of course. And if you need anything, just let us know. We're happy to have you on anytime. Jay and I,
So grateful.
we host Liberal Tears on Tap pretty much every Friday night or Monday night or whenever you'd like. Any of you candidates that want to come up, we're happy to do so for you.
Colorado too, huh?
We just want to be available.
I have another candidate that I'm going to bring into this next time I'm able to get in here. He's running for Congress in our federal District 11. His name is Mike Wilnaugh. That's Wilnau. If you guys want to look him up, he's a young guy. He's blue collar like me. I think he works in the oil and gas industry right now.
Yeah, drop your X handle too, Corey, so we can find you. I know your website's up, but tell us your X handle or what your socials is, so we can find you.
My X handle, I don't really do much except X. It's Jet for FLD11.
Perfect. Yeah, and drop it in the chat too, so we can find.
Yeah, she found out later that she was physically attacked. The student was physically attacked for daring in the mock election. They wanted 100% vote for against Trump, against him. That was when in 2020, I believe.
You or whatever, and people can like and follow you and help you elevate your campaign too. And this is another thing too. I just wanted to say it about my co-host and give her some flowers too. We do Liberal Tears on Tap. That's our brand, and we promote conservative.
Greg, I might ask my brother too. I don't know if he'll come on or not, but he's a former trucker and went through this. He was highway superintendent after that. But he knows a lot about this as well. I'll see. He tends not to want to get on camera, though.
Candidates on here, but she also does
Oh, Mark, it wasn't just a teacher, though. The whole principal's office, everything. They were expelling her from school for voting for Trump in the mock election in the school. Unbelievable. And this was in a red state.
Side thing, and she's out in California, and she does Make California Great Again. She does the same thing within her state too. That
when this is done, I'll replay
candidates within the belly of the beast, really, and pushing conservative candidates, because California is actually more red than people give it credit.
True.
They just have election integrity issues, and a lot of things that makes it more blue than it actually is. But she runs fantastic spaces too out there for helping their candidates too. So I just wanted to give her a little shout out. My
and thank you, Kimmy, because we get a lot of support. We've gotten a lot of support from California, and I'm grateful that they understand we'll do that. My husband's from California, and as he tells it, it was when Reagan was there and there was a balanced budget, and it's really a shame what's happened to it. But thank you, Kimmy, for taking the fight out there, because it is.
Who do you
It's more
think will
red
be
than
the
people think
Democrat
it is, but
nominee?
we've got to keep fighting. We can't just let them have it. We can't just say, oh, you know, it's the fight's too hard. We can't let them have it. It's worth fighting for.
We're at about
Almost
2:10.
definitely.
Yeah,
We
I
certainly
have a lot of people in my organization that are doing some fighting out in California, and
I'm gonna go back to where she was talking about that. Let me try to find that spot. Let's see if I can find it, and then I'll come back.
evidence that they've had in their possession for
There is a delay in justice. Every time we don't see handcuffs, every time we see something go awry on a vote,
You're a credible woman.
prints and such starting to happen. It takes time
for parental
I'm gonna
rights.
try to find that
so
spot.
introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you so that people can hear.
Well, thank you, Jay, and thank you everyone for being here on the space tonight. See some familiar faces, excited. Version, I am the daughter of 2 retired Air Force lieutenant colonels. Both my parents, my mom and my dad, are both retired United States Air Force
Somewhere in
lieutenant colonels.
here, she talks about
my dad flew in Vietnam and then retired a lawyer out of the Pentagon. My mom was a satellite defense engineer, also in the Pentagon. And my husband is a retired United States Air Force C-17 pilot. We're patriots. I grew up in a family that was in service to this country. I love America. It's the best country in the world. I've lived in communism. I've lived all over the world. And nothing just shows you how good you have it to go somewhere where things aren't as easy and as abundant as they are here. But I am Native American by lineage. I am a hybrid between Cherokee and Lakota Sioux. I married almost 17 years in October, and I have 2 amazing children, Patience and Major. And to be honest with you, I had kind of a chaotic upbringing. I really didn't think that the political scape was going to be my walk. I thought I was going to be home making some pretty bad Martha Stewart cookies.
Let me see if I can find it.
And making sure their homework got done. And as God always does, he has a way of getting your attention when you're not walking the path you were called to walk. And that started for us in March of 2017. It's about 3/4 of the way through the school year, and we got a call from the Patience's elementary school saying that there had been an incident. She was about to be expelled. And of course, like any parent, it's 10 minutes before the end of the school day. What could she have done that could have warranted a phone call like that where they couldn't wait? I was going to be at the school in 10 minutes to pick her up. And they said, no, you must come right away. So my husband and I rushed over, and we found a hysterical, hyperventilating, broken out in hives, absolutely hysterical 8-year-old clutching her chair. And I couldn't believe it. And she came over and started, uncontrollably sobbing. And I couldn't get out of her what had happened. So I had the 3 stooges, the teacher, the principal, and the administrator all standing around. I said, do you guys want to tell me why she looks like this? And they said, well, we had an election in school today. And I said, you're studying civics? And she said, no. I said, well, then so what? And she said, well, your daughter voted for Trump. And my husband and I almost fainted. We were like, excuse me? She said, no, you don't understand. She's the only one who voted for Trump. And if we can't correct this, she is expelled. And to say I went nuclear would be the understatement of the century. Guys, I just need you to know that I felt like I was pretty plugged in, not very political, but I had never heard of CRT, emotional learning, wokeness, indoctrination. I didn't have any idea any of this. And it was like a grenade went off. And I just absolutely tore.
So they were expelling her 8-year-old for an mock election in school for voting for Trump. And they physically attacked her too. She later on talks about that.
The school off. I put an absolute foot up the keister of every element of that school, and wound up making the news. And the worst part is we pulled our kids out, both of them out, put them in homeschool, only to turn the television on Monday to hear crazy Native American woman goes on tirade at school. And I went, oh my, you guys haven't seen crazy yet, but you're getting ready to.
And so the media takes the school side on it.
And that's when I decided that this was bigger than I thought. We hadn't just hit the Titanic hadn't just hit the iceberg. We were backing up and hitting it again. They were after our kids. They're after our way of life. Then COVID happened. They locked us down. They said, you have to put this in your body. And I just knew, I said, I can't sit here. Warriors were made to fight wars, because sure as heck politicians can't do it. Politicians don't win wars, but angry moms, patriots, and people who love this country. So that's where I am in now. I am running because I not only have to fight, but I have to teach my kids to fight, or they're going to be in this situation again. What did Reagan say? Freedom was never more than one generation away. So it is my responsibility not only to be a patriot and to step up and do my.
I can't even imagine they think they can get away with that. It's ridiculous. If you ask me, let's try to find the spot it was at. It was right about here.
Fighting for.
That or they, and
right around
there's the we're working with them a little bit.
Can you believe that?
But
though?
yeah, California needs all the help they can get. Miss Kimmy, I'm glad you're still fighting the good fight out there, ma'am. And if there's anything we can continue to do to help you out, ma'am, you still got my number. Give me a holler, honey, and we will still continue to help you out. You know that.
And tell the Patriots the cavalry's coming. Even in California, we're coming.
Right now, we're just worried about who's going to be our next governor, right? I don't even know who's.
That's what the way communists work. They want one way or else, or otherwise the government comes after you. That happens in China too.
Going to be our next governor. I don't know who the good candidates really are out there.
Hopefully it won't be Governor Newsom.
Oh
no, no,
he's
not.
term limited.
What you
have to worry about is the cackling czar, who is got to do something.
Well, we are actually
president.
I don't think Word Salad's running. She's running for. I heard she was running for president. I don't know. She's not running for governor though. Thank God.
Yeah, she announced that she's not running for governor.
She's not.
Yeah. So
We're
I don't know.
sponsoring.
We have sheriff.
That means they didn't pick her to run for governor. That's why those people are picked out there.
No, we're endorsing a candidate for governor out there. Mr. Mercury, Daniel Mercury, is running for governor. Yes, that's one of ours. We've had him on some of our town hall Tuesdays, and we've been endorsing him for quite a bit. He's got his head on straight. He's a grassroots kind of a guy. He's got a very solid plan for California. If you haven't looked at him very in depth, I would recommend looking into him
a
little more. Maybe have him on your show, one of your California shows, and give him a chance. If you haven't found a horse to back in your California race, give him a shot. Like I said, us here at Patriots United have chosen him as one of ours. That we're nationwide, so we have horses in all kinds of races, and that's what I told Luigi there. We go all the way down to commissioners, brother. We do not discriminate. We go from the dog catcher to the Oval Office. We don't care.
Exactly.
It works everywhere.
They want to program
at all levels. It needs help, and we will help everyone that fits values that are America first. We will help everyone. If our values align, we will help you out. It does not matter to us. I'm an equal opportunity asshole. I don't care.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
So
And remind them, Timmy, that that it really matters. Everybody can do something. You had in the last cycle, I think it was the 2022 cycle, San Diego had, I think, 67 open seats on municipal seats that nobody ran for, and Democrats just walked on. So again, I would encourage patriots to look for anything, even the smallest thing makes a difference. So the school boards make a difference, the municipal boards, the state legislative, like Mary Lopez Palma, who is running for 102, no Republican has ever, nobody tried in Broward to ever run for it. So we're trying to get behind her. And believe it or not, I'm seeing more red coming out of Broward. They're wanting to have these discussions with me, and I'm willing to go into that. We got to be willing to have those discussions. I mean, like, see, it was like with Trump when he went on CNN with a big old ribeye tacked to his neck. He goes into the belly of the beast, you know, with steak knife and a fork and just ready to go. And that's where we have to be. We have to be willing to bridge the gap because we can't allow this divide to continue. So I'm going into Broward, and I'm actually having a really good reception down there. They're surprised. First question.
Let's not forget, Raven. Let's also, speaking of Broward, continuing on that path of Broward, let's not forget the Black Floridian Republicans of Broward and Renata Satram. Now, the reason that I shout them out is because Renata Satram and her team has done such a wonderful job.
Yes.
But I also want to mention that I have worked well with a number of Democrat groups here in the city of Miami Beach as well. So that is a fact. And the thing is, that's one of the reasons that my platform is community unity. You know, there are so many things that we have in common because I'll tell you, in the city of Miami Beach, everyone wants to protect the beach. We all hate when people litter and leave fast food and, you know, beer cans, beer bottles, and things like that on the beach. So it doesn't matter about these personal lifestyle choices or different demographics that may differentiate the population, right? Another thing that we all want in the city of Miami Beach is to audit City Hall. I hear that from the LGBT community. I hear that from the seniors. I hear that from the Orthodox Jewish community. I hear that from the secular Jews here. I hear that from the Catholics, the yoga community, the yogi community. I mean, city of Miami Beach is really a microcosm, the closest microcosm probably after New York City in terms of the internationality of the population, because of the fact during COVID, we had a 4-year boom or a 3-year boom where we had this huge influx of population. And then, of course, as you know, Raven, we've gained congressional seats because of that.
Yes.
So I just wanted to mention that as well. So community unity is important. And for all of the viewers, make sure that you check all three of us out. That's Raven Harrison for Congress. You have Corey for Corey. You're going to drop yours again for State Rep District 11, and then myself. Vote Luigi Mary for Miami Beach Commissioner on all platforms. I don't know if Kimmy or Jay, if you had another,
I'd like to see it.
Another question there.
So, Colin, is the government really going down, taking down flags, both the British flag and all that, because it's offensive? The actual government is taking those down. Is it really happening that much?
No, I was trying to, you know, you guys got those in the private chat. I'll put them in the public chat. And that way we get your handle out there too, Corey. Like I said, we got 15,000 people watching us right now. So
yeah,
everybody,
it wouldn't let me comment unless I connected my YouTube. I tried and it.
Okay, no worries. I'll dump it in there, and because I'm the host, I got a lot on my screen too. So I don't want to crash this in here because we got so many people watching. So I'll mess with it, and I'll get your handle out there, and I'll make sure if I'm not following you, I will be following you here shortly too. So
we got 15,000 patriots. You love to hear that.
Yeah,
oh man, that's a Friday. Now it's a party.
Yeah, and I want to say to any of the Florida candidates, Luigi, Raven, if you guys have any events, you know, if I happen to be kid free one weekend or one weekday when you guys are doing something, you know, give me advance notice. I'd love to come support you guys.
Well, we're going to be putting one together. Mike Lindell and I are working on an event coming in here. We just got to find it through the season. It's starting to get kind of busy, but you don't have to be kid free. Bring the kid with you. We're family friendly down here. Bring the critters.
Colin, I can't even see how that's legal that they're taking those British flags down. Jeez, they put the LGBTQ flags up.
Got a couple. I've got a built-in babysitter, and she's awesome. So, and for those who were circling back, I forgot to close that. So, what happened to the school? A third of that school went away that next week. The school board tried to circle around the teachers who had done that, and I was having absolutely none of it. But I was really surprised at the pushback. The parents, are you sure that happened? Am I sure my daughter was picked up by the throat and expelled from school for voting for Trump? Yeah, I'm pretty positive that happened. And
yeah, so they actually picked up the kid by her throat off the ground for daring to vote for Trump.
And Patience went through a hard period because even though I was very proud of how brave she was, it didn't feel like a blessing to her. She felt very isolated, everybody was talking about her mother. She loved school. She used to love going to school. She's loved her friends, and she's happy in homeschool, but we definitely had a little bit of a transition. So I just started realizing that I had to keep talking about it and speaking about it and pushing it. It's not my reason for living. I just like for people to know what got me into this and why it matters. And now she was 8 then, and now she is 15, 5'10", getting ready to getting her learner's permit.
Titan, did they pass some kind of law that you can't put British flags up? I don't know why. What they have the law to take those down.
So you're all warned, especially if you're a Florida driver. You've all been warned. She's studying for her driver's test.
Got to get that girl in volleyball.
I got a bunch to look at.
So
there, Mark.
she was actually a swimmer and a golfer. She's a lefty, so she really had a career. I thought she was going to be an Olympic swimmer, and then we went to a meet, and there was a man there wanting to compete against her, and she just lost her fire for it. And then we've got my son, who is 13 and 5'8", so they're both. My husband's a 7-footer, so they're getting up there. But the kids are great now. But he got a black eye in the school. He came home in kindergarten with a black eye, and he said, "Mrs. Ward said you have black face." And I went, "I beg your pardon." And again, it was like one child is getting this, the other child was getting something else. I mean, I just couldn't even. And I wanted to believe that was isolated, but it wasn't. It's just the schools, they've just decided that they have an easy population of people to indoctrinate. And again, I went through the process. So I pulled the kids out when Patience was picked up by the throat and thrown out. We put them in homeschool. After a few years, I kind of felt guilty right before. And I said, well, maybe I should. So we found a Christian school to put them into in Texas. And sure enough, I thought, okay, I was all over them. And then 3 months in, Patience
England doesn't have to do the same as the rest of Europe.
Comes home and says, "I'm the only one that's not vaccinated in my classroom." And I said, "How could you possibly know that?" And she goes, "Because they asked me." And I said, "Excuse me?" And she said, "Well, they showed a video in class about how safe the COVID vaccine is, and they went around and asked us who took it. And when I said I didn't take it, they asked me to step outside because I was making people uncomfortable." And I said, "There's no way this," I said, "Patience, please tell me you're kidding. There's no way this is happening to us again." And I went into the school. You guys will love this. All right, Patriots, you get to hear this. But I went into the school the next day, really expecting that maybe Patience had kind of exaggerated, or it was not as bad as I thought it was. It was worse. As soon as I walked in, the principal said to me, "Before you say anything, Mrs. Harrison," she goes, "Jesus would want you to take the vaccine." I said, "What?" She said, "Jesus would be a fan of anything that protected his flock." And I said, "Jesus put his hands on lepers. This is supposed to be a Christian school. So you're teaching them faith over fear in the morning, and then in the afternoon, go get the magic shot." I said, "What's wrong with you people?" But either way, we had to pull her out of that, and now they've remained in homeschool. So I did try to put them back. But again, she was in a public school, a very good public school when this happened.
We'll talk about
put them in homeschool, put them in a Christian school, and this happened. And I said, "I'm done." For whatever the reason, 2 different states, 2 different scenarios, both kids affected. People really don't realize how bad these schools have become. And it's really important. Our next generation is going to be really messed up if we don't pay attention and we don't plug in and do something.
I think a lot of this started with Brexit, Titan and Colin.
So we are fighting back against that, but the kids are great now. And to all the homeschool moms and parents out there, you can do it. If you need any help or information, Sam Sorbo is the best one on that, but I am happy to field whatever I can. But it's been a game changer. I feel like we are now back in control of our kids' future the way it was designed to be.
Yeah.
And Corey, you got anything on that? Oh, I'm sorry, Jay, please.
Go ahead. Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to say I'm thankful for, small town Georgia schools. We don't play that here. We don't. My kids never had to deal with that. None of that.
I'm upstate New York, and they were. Thank heavens I don't have any kids in school. Way too old.
Kids around here, they're pretty patriotic themselves. You got kids with American flags on their trucks and stuff like that.
Well, believe it or not, this vaccine thing happened in Texas. So again, I would have thought, I was born in Texas, I would have never ever believed. I expected it where it happened at first, but I never ever expected this to happen. And see, this is kind of where we are. We never expected, did any of us really believe that our government was this corrupt? Did we ever believe that we would see a time when our government, America, would say, you have to put this in your body or you can't feed your family. You can't go and do what you want. And you're a terrorist if you don't want your kids getting dildos in class and things like that, which is a discussion for another time with what they were giving. What I found in Patience's backpack when I pulled her out that day would absolutely give you all nightmares. Absolutely give you nightmares. But I want people to understand that that's the mentality. That's what our government has become. This is exactly the government our founding fathers warned us about. When Biden was up there, this is what they warned us about what the overreach would look like, what it would mean, why you needed to have this. I just wasn't prepared for how hard it was to get people to the fight to go, let's do something. What are we going to do? And everybody's kind of sitting around, let's have an investigation. No, let's not. Let's have a perp walk. Let's have perp walk palooza. Let's have a handcuff party like you've never seen before. And I feel like it should be headed by Pelosi and Schumer, Grayberger and Pocahontas. All of them should be at the front of the line for, betraying the trust of the American people.
Deanna Omar, don't leave her out.
That's right. And her brother, both of them up.
I want to see Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff for me is like first on the list.
Top of the list, yeah.
Adam Schiff, because he's right out there with
really
you.
High up there for me too. When that guy talks, when Adam Schiff starts talking, my skin starts crawling, man. I'm telling you, him and Newsom, I cannot stand to hear those two weasels talk, man.
Oh my gosh.
It drives me insane to hear them guys talk.
I mean, Gavin's just greasy. And if you guys are on my social media, I know I go after him pretty much every day because I'm outraged, that my husband has family in California, and it's all, do you realize that $250,000 was routed from the fire aid victims to George Clooney's NGO? This guy is despicable. He actually thinks he's going to run for president, and he burned down his state to build low-income housing so he has more voters to keep him in power. I am disgusted. These are, and for those of you who know, come on, Kimmy, back me up. Pacific Palisades, that Hollywood money, those are his people. Those are your people. You allowed their homes to be burned down, and now you're preventing them from rebuilding so that you can shift them off. I mean, it is just unconscionable how greasy this guy is. He has us locked down, but he's out at the French Laundry having dinner with people. He's tweeting about Trump every day, but he's a cheater and he's just a disgusting human being. And he has the nerve to think that by tagging Trump and everything, you're not going to be president, Gavin.
Not with that 27% approval rating. You sure as hell ain't.
Be president.
Well,
never be president. And
I have a question.
I strongly believe those fires were intentionally set because it didn't take only a few months for him to have contracts out looking
Microwave
for,
technology.
doing the rezoning and things like that for the
Yep.
multi-residential low, whatever they
Clayton,
are,
Mark, and Colin, we got to do a
low
show
income
about
housing,
the
apartment
what's
buildings.
going on in
People that
England.
have
Okay,
had homes there aren't
we'll
even
shoot for
able to
Tuesday
go
or
in
Wednesday,
and
something like that.
rebuild because of some
Correct.
I
certain,
got someone coming on
what is it, some
Monday.
tax law he put into place or something?
He
Well,
put a tax
And they
law
have
in
to
and
And
$9
Greg's
million
coming on
to
tomorrow.
get around that red tape. And if the
Oh
house
my
value,
God.
the rebuild is more than the original, then there has to be a
Yes,
variance
that's right. That's right.
it's just it's
It's
nothing
just
but
horrible.
it's a land grab.
Yeah, and if you want more information from this on the ground, follow Spencer Pratt on X.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't care much for Spencer from what he was in before, but he's doing good work right now. He's fighting for the people of California, and he's the last person I ever expected to see, in the position that he's in. But he is putting these guys' feet to the fire,
Yeah,
man.
he's doing a great job. I
But
wonder if
it's,
they'll
I
open
wanted
up
to
again.
ask Kimmy. I wanted to ask Kimmy a question
Sure,
since you're
Tina.
out there and in it, because I had heard or read somewhere that there was regulations put into place about the Palisades, where if they were going to rebuild and their rebuilding cost came to more than 50% of the value of the property,
right.
then they had to raise the buildings, any and all buildings on the property, a certain amount of feet. I think it was either like 3 or 5 feet to meet
You're
the
right.
new
A
new
certain amount of
flooding.
stories. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
the
even
new
saying that's
flooding
New flooding laws all of
zone
a sudden. Yeah.
requirements.
It's just
Flood.
crazy. How he gets away with this crap. I
Flood.
don't.
where's the water to flood at?
Flooding.
Where's the water?
We had
Exactly.
fires. We didn't have enough water. There was no water,
Is
and now we're
that
going to.
true, ma'am? That
No, there was
bullshit
no
is
flooding
true.
I live in Northern California, like very northern. I'm not even near. But no, there was no flooding going on in Southern California.
No.
It's just,
But what I'm understanding is
yes.
if
Yes. What you're saying is
so
true.
that is true.
Yes.
If they go to rebuild and their rebuilding cost reaches 50% or higher of the value of the property. So for numbers, let's say the property is worth $100,000, just a hypothetical number, and your rebuild cost is $50,001. You've gone over 50%. Then you have to raise your buildings a certain amount of feet to meet the new flooding requirements.
They're keeping you from building.
Oh yes,
The new flooding requirements.
Yes.
And then you can continue to rebuild after you get all of the new permits and shit that you have to pay for.
Yeah,
to
I heard that even includes
rebuild.
fire extinguishers.
So nobody's going to rebuild.
Yes, power structures and everything have to be raised.
That's if you
to
can
meet
get
the
the
new
permits. That's if you can get the
to
permits.
meet the new zoning and everything.
Yeah, you can't get
then you go
permits
and you have to
either.
apply for the permits and do all
Unless
this.
you're
Or you can try to sell your
one of their
property
buddies.
privately, or you can sell your property to the government and they will fast track it for you at market value.
Which is nothing. And if you look now, Kimmy, you still don't have water in your hydrants today.
I.e. a land grab.
You still don't have water in your hydrants. So after all of that, there's still no water. And Kimmy, I don't know how far in the north you are, but my husband's family's up in the Covelo, Healdsburg
So
area.
is that all true?
The Mother Lode. The Mother Lode. I don't know if you know where that is.
Yeah, you're up closer to Eureka, huh?
Not really. Just kind of where Angels Camp is? They have a frog camp there.
I got you.
Answer that in a minute.
Yeah, so if you go all the way up there, Highway 4.
keep fighting out
What
there. And for everybody out there who's in California, it's Gavin's the problem. Gavin's the problem.
Huge
But
problem. He's a scumbag.
he is a complete
And his whole
dirtbag.
family.
But again, it's so much nepotism in the government. I don't think people realize that. I don't think people realize most people know that he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew. What they don't realize, this one shocks people. I say, did nobody realize that Kathy Hochul is Nancy Pelosi's stepsister? Did anybody know that? I mean, that's been a trademark. I mean, her vodka soaked fingers are all over our freaking government.
That makes
I
a lot
mean,
of sense now that you told me. That makes a lot of sense.
it's just the nepotism of all these people. And now Pelosi's daughter is running. So, you know,
Did you
it's
see
just
her? Oh my
it's just
God.
we've got to get these people out. But I feel like Gavin thinks he's entitled to something. This man thinks he deserves to be president because we've tolerated him all these years. But again, and he's talking about rumored to be using AOC as his running mate. Please let this be true. Please let it be true.
I can't see her in a debate.
Please let that be true. If that is the ticket, thank you, God. So we will
They'd raise a
just
lot of
wait
money.
for Gavin. But again, if I just hope
It would
I
get
would
her
just
out
like
of
to
New
see
York
Gavin go
City.
one day without being able to mention President Trump. Just one day without having to tag President Trump, because otherwise nobody would give a flying crap about what he says. And I would just like to say to everybody out there, I really hate what Cracker Barrel did to their restaurant. Grief. But other than that, we just got to accept these businesses who are going to go the way of the Bud Light. I can't believe anybody would do this after seeing what happened to Bud Light and Target and Jaguar, and here we are again. So I just wanted to give that as my Friday rant of going, I'm really going to miss eating there, but I can't do glorified, what is when my kids are calling it, the Waffle Houses of Denny's, the Waffle House of Denny's. It looks like
Denny's, it's
I'll
like
tell
a
you, I don't really.
it's like a
Oh, go ahead.
hospital cafeteria.
a
It's like a
hospital
hospital
cafeteria.
cafeteria.
Exactly. Oh
You know,
my
it's horrible.
goodness.
It was, I don't have a Waffle House, and there's no Waffle Houses in California. But whenever I travel around the country, I always just used to like to go, just because of the atmosphere. I love their gift shop, and going in there and doing a little bit of
Yes.
shopping for the holidays, and the
You talking
foods.
about Cracker Barrel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just sad.
It was
It's very
Southern
sad.
comfort. It was comfort food. It was comfort
Mhm.
atmosphere.
Yeah, the
And
atmosphere is the whole
it was,
point.
they had the little licorice packages, that, remember, we used to eat those. I'm a Gen Xer. So again, we
Yes.
used to have the little licorice candy. I mean, the little hard candy that we would get, and we would buy stuff in Cracker Barrel store that you couldn't find anywhere. I mean, sometimes you got a perk, like every now and then somebody just needs a 5-foot chocolate bar, Kit Kat bar.
I wonder.
But come
I
on,
wonder if
you
the
do.
stores have changed as
Patriots,
well.
every
Or
now
just,
and then you just got to have 5 feet of chocolate. But I just I
they have
hate
the best
because
gift
it was
shop. I
so.
wonder if their store has changed as well, or just
I
the
can't even
restaurant.
bear to look
I
at it.
hope
But
not.
we used to do
Yeah,
so
they
many crap.
changed the whole inside of everything.
Oh, they
All of
did.
it is.
Even the
You know how it used
shop
to be real
part.
crowded, and you used to have to say "excuse me" to get by and
I
look
used
at
to love to
everything?
go Christmas shopping
Wide
there
open.
and get special
Yes.
gifts for people.
Yes.
Yes.
But they decided
Before
that
that,
was
$100
that wasn't woke
Effed
enough.
up. They done an effed up, and they're not going to make it. It looks like
millions.
a car
They lost
wash, or
$100
what would
million
you call it?
in value today.
100 million.
Yep, $100 million
Yeah.
today.
That brings it to 250 million total. And she's still defending it. She's still doubling down, going,
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
the vocal minority.
yeah, the vocal, but yeah, let me tell you something. The vocal minority happens to be your shareholders. Are you watching the stock market? So it's not just the minority.
It's
But I'm
it is delusional.
yeah, she is full of cheese covered tater tots or something. She is completely full of it. Or vegan lattes, because she doesn't look like the tater tot kind of gal. But again, hopefully they will bounce her out. And and get somebody who will fix this, because I won't be setting, they did the same thing and somebody said, what is their war? The less
Damage is
war on
done.
trademarks. But I was like, look what they did to the Native Americans. They kicked off the Indian and kept the land. And for the Redskins, they took the Indian off of that. They took Jemima off the pancakes she created. They took Uncle Ben off the rice.
Uncle
I'm
Ben,
like,
they
what
took
is
Uncle Ben
wrong
off my
with you
rice. I
guys?
know. It's crazy.
If you feel like you're triggered by pancake syrup and butter, you should probably sit out life for a while.
For a long while.
Well, they put Aunt Jemima back on the bottle, though. Aunt Jemima
Mhm.
made a comeback. She's back on the bottle.
She's
Nice.
back, but if you tasted those pancakes, I don't know what the heck they did to it, but it's
Well,
gross.
I can actually tell you a bit about that. That's an interesting point in terms of the company branding and logos. So during the pandemic, and particularly after the George Floyd, the timely death of George Floyd and the whole BLM riots, it was a very emotional time for a lot of folks out there. So now, prior to me running, I served on the City of Miami Beach Black Affairs Advisory Committee, and in my capacity as a member of that committee, we essentially voted and spoke with recommendations to the commission's LTC's letter to the commission in regards to anything regarding the Black community or Afro-Caribbean community, etc. Right? Now, this topic did come up in off-meeting conversations in terms of the Aunt Jemima and the Uncle Ben's. Now, from what I heard, and these folks are that I'm speaking of particularly are actual Democrats in the city of Miami Beach. And speaking off camera, one of the topics that came up is that the image. This is their perception. This is not Luigi Mary. They were expressing that they felt that those were not empowering or uplifting images, that it reminded them of minstrel shows and slave times and things like that. But the reality is that that's not the case, but that was the perception of some. So I just wanted to just add that in there just for some perspective.
I think it was a good thing.
And what
for
I would
years.
like to say is my dad says this a lot. My dad's a big history buff, and he used to say this to me all the time. He said, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Those who try to change or alter history intend to repeat it. I feel like they didn't think Aunt Jemima, and I'm a ex-marketing executive, they didn't think that was the right look. But again, did they talk to anybody in her family? She created that recipe. That icon exists because of her. It's the same thing with the Washington Redskins. I am Native American. I'm a blended. I am Sioux and Cherokee and a host of probably other things, but that's what's dominant. But at the end of the day, did you talk to the Native American community or anybody? Because the guy who is...
Oh, they lost her.
Well, back to Aunt Jemima.
I
that
just
was
feel like they
her
do
likeness,
this.
was it not? If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that her likeness or an image of her?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
but they're saying that felt too slavey. Well, she was
Right.
from the slave period or just after. So again, that's part of history. But again, are we going to learn from our history, and or are we going to keep focusing on the negative and the dark chapters that were in it? I mean, I'm Native American. I could pout for the rest of my life and be justified, but who does that benefit? We have got to get past that kind of thing. But again, these people are making these unilateral decisions. They're not talking to people. My favorite is Ben and Jerry's, who said, everybody should give back stolen land. I was like, does that include the headquarters of your crappy ice cream? Because again, these people talk all the time about this kind of stuff, and you're virtue signaling, and it makes me sick. Elizabeth Warren, we have to protect. You know what? Why don't you start by giving back the money you stole pretending to be a Native American? Why don't we start there and we can continue? And it's all of you. You're all ridiculous. If you're Republicans and you're voting against the party, and voting against Trump, you're not serving our interests. If you're not have an open door for your constituents, you're not serving it. And we are sick. We, the people, are sick of the career politician. Go home. Okay, raise your babies, do whatever, dye your hair, whatever you're going to do. But it's time for America to start doing America's business, grown folks' business, as Miss Alvita calls it. And we are so sick and tired of these perpetual tantrums from the left. And I'm telling you, we're going to be putting those out one at a time when we get up there. But I really wish people stay off of the culture. We have to protect it. That's our history. Even the dark chapters are ones we learn from. We don't erase it. We don't pretend it didn't happen. We learn from it and we move on. But gosh, I feel like Democrats can hold a grudge and twist it, as much as they want. But patriots, we are realists, and it feels good to love their country. I love this country. It is worth fighting for. It is the best game in town. And I remind them of that. All these ones you hear whining, America wasn't that great, then leave. Okay?
I don't like
Leave.
that though.
Spew that BS right there in North Korea or anywhere else you think
Yep,
that they're
bye.
receptive to it. How many people in China look like you, Pelosi? None. Shut up. Okay? That's the problem.
No, there's a lot there, and it's a very visceral topic, because it is so deep, and especially Raven, with all of the experiences that you mentioned with the school, with your daughter, with well, actually both of the son and the daughter, actually, bullying and everything else. In terms of this deep divide in the country in terms of political ideology, the thing is that what my observation here, and we're here together in South Florida. My observation is that after the pandemic really passed, and we've begun to move on and recuperate from the pandemic, I actually believe that America has been undergoing a spiritual renaissance, because I see a lot more young folks going to praise and charity functions. I see a lot more celebration services. A lot more people are changing lifestyles. A lot.
The youngest generation is more conservative,
and honoring the temple of their body in terms of exercise, eating better, avoiding fast food. Doing simple things. So I think that a lot of the trauma that the country has endured in the past 5 years, I think that it has really brought us, and I'm talking about America at large. I believe that it's brought America to a fork in the road, and we have to decide collectively, metaphorically speaking, we have to decide which way we're going to go.
We're going to go right.
Now, what I would close on that point is that in terms of hearing the whole entire cornucopia of thoughts and ideas, I don't mind it, because the free market will decide, and the best policies will rise to the top. The best positions will rise to the top, because those loud, those you engaged mentioned, the loud minority. So I don't mind the cornucopia of ideas, because it's almost like a NCAA bracket. You start with your 64 team some odd, but as you get closer and closer to the final four, which would be the final four best policies or approaches or focuses, I think we find out what ultimately is the best direction for the nation.
That's awesome. And Jay, thank you so much. So it is your show, Jay.
Yeah, we're gonna close soon. We've been going 2.5 hours now. We got just under 20,000 people watching right now, so pretty good audience for our live here tonight. So I just wanted to give the three candidates chance to say any final statements to the people. You can plug your website, you can plug your social media handles. Go whichever order you want. Corey, we haven't heard from you for a while, so let's hear from you, brother.
Hey, listen, mine is all I got to say is get out and vote for the midterms. Go vote, please. For it, like in my
and get everyone out to vote.
There's 100.
There'll be very small margins on these things.
15,000 people voted. We got to get out and vote, everybody. If we don't vote, it doesn't matter who's running. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's it.
absolutely. Appreciate you coming up here tonight, Corey. Thank you. You're fantastic.
Thanks for having me. Oh, and I did want to say, if I didn't mention it earlier in my intro, I am actually a veteran myself. So
Thank you.
I'm an Afghanistan veteran. So that piece about the rapid response, yeah, really, if any of you veterans end up giving them a call or trying to use them and it works out or it doesn't work out, please let me know, because I won't spread the word about something that's not worth spreading.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, brother.
Appreciate that.
All right, Luigi, you're up, man.
I am following you now, Corey. Just wanted to let you know, and Luigi both. So
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead,
Oh,
Luigi.
no, please. You're quite welcome. And thank you everyone for such a lively conversation. Thank you, Raven, for sharing such a really eye-opening account of your experience and what brought you here. So everyone out there, thank you so much. Make sure that you support the show, Liberal Tears on Tap. My name is Luigi Mary. I'm asking you to vote for Luigi. I am running against an entrenched candidate who has raised probably $350,000. I'm asking each and every one of you to consider a contribution now and a contribution to the show. Consider a contribution. It is Luigi Mary for Miami Beach Commissioner. The website is voteforluigi.com. Voteforluigi.com. I ask you to challenge yourself, consider a small donation blitz for all three of us candidates. I'm running for Miami Beach Commissioner, Group 3. I would be the first African-American commissioner in the city of Miami Beach. I'm also of Haitian descent, and we do have a very, very large and robust Haitian community down here in South Florida. And most of the Haitian community actually believes in family values. It is important. So once again, thank you. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Kimmy. Thank you, everyone. My name is Luigi Mary, and I challenge you right now, consider a small contribution, Apple Pay, Google Pay, etc. We need your support. We need your help. And we have lots more to share as we go along and we into November.
Thank you, sir. And Raven?
Thank you so much, Luigi. Go ahead, Raven, you're up.
I'm up. So we'll close it down. Thank you, Patriots, for every single one of you who is here to allow me to introduce myself. Again, I am Raven Harrison. I am running for Florida's Congressional District 23, which is a swing district. And when we have the ability and we have the desire to flip, I'm running against incumbent Democrat Jared Moskovich, who is voting to put boys in girls' sports, who is voting to fund Hamas, and has a poor, atrocious voting record as it relates to his constituents and women and things in general. I am a fiery person, as you've got, and that's the way we like it. I am the daughter of 2 retired Air Force lieutenant colonels. I am the wife of a retired C-17 pilot. I am the mother of 2, and as you heard, my daughter was the one who was picked up at the throat and thrown out of school for voting for Trump. Loyalty, God, family, country. I am a Christian. It matters to me that I am faithful to the word. And God has a plan for all of us. I didn't see this as my walk, but I'm going to see it through. I'm going to be faithful. I'm going to go there and back up President Trump. I'm going to go up there and give him the support he needs to do what we tasked him to do, what we voted for him to do. We have got to give him the ability to do it. If we do not protect the House, if we don't show up in these midterms and vote, we're going to get Hakeem Jeffries on the gavel, and we're going to have our country go back into the darkness we spent 4 years in, and we cannot let that happen. I am going to be fighting for you. I am not a career politician. I am just a fired up patriot, and I was raised by warriors for this moment in time. I would really appreciate your support. Everything helps. Wars are expensive, but wars aren't won by politicians. They're won by patriots, by soldiers. And for those of you out there who have served, thank you for the freedom that I have to now step up and fight for you. Heroes don't retire. They reload. And I appreciate that you have my back and I have yours. Raven Harrison, harrisonforcongress.com is the website. Every donation helps. They're going to put probably 2 to 4 million against us, but this is a war we can win. Our country is worth fighting for. America is the best country in the world. And that's what you're going to get with me. You're going to get truth, integrity, fiscal responsibility, and you're going to get a spectacular show. Raven Harrison for Congress. Please contribute to our campaign. Please help us save our republic.
Thank you. That was awesome. And I wanted to, give you a shout out to Outlaw Gator. I appreciate you coming in here and support and bringing candidates in. And thank you so much for coming on our panel tonight, sir. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me, brother. Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to my organization, if I could just take a couple of minutes, because I'm going to pick, hopefully going to be able to talk to Luigi off to the side and pick him up in our stable. I already have Miss Raven and Corey and several others, and I'm glad you had me, and I want to get with you, Jay, off to the side as well. I already know Miss Kimmy. I've known her for a very, very long time, and it's good to be back with you, ma'am. And I'd like to work with y'all and get other candidates that I have up on here with you guys and do this very same thing. But I have my organization, Patriots United, and this is what we do: is we get candidates that are grassroots, just like the ones you see right here, and we endorse them, and we do the best we can with what little we have. We're small, but we're mighty, and we're nationwide, and we just try to fill as many seats with America First patriots that we can. From, like I was telling Luigi, a Miami Beach commissioner, that's an important seat to us. A congresswoman, that's an important seat to us. It doesn't matter to us. We will help you just as if you were the president. We don't care. Every seat's important, and we will give it our very level best with every bit of talent that we can muster up. And thank you, Jay and Miss Kimmy, for allowing me to be here and say my little bit of piece right here. And I look forward to coming back if y'all have me.
Yeah, y'all are welcome anytime. We appreciate y'all. And another shout out to, we lost Lavern, but Lavern Spicer, she really helped put this together, assemble the team for last week's panel and also this week's panel. We appreciate her so much. Fantastic patriot, a great philanthropist in her city, helping homeless people eat, and thank God bless her. So great American patriot. Well, Kimmy, any final words from you?
I am good, Jay, and I'm so sorry I've been having such Wi-Fi issues. It's Starlink. Darn that, Elon. My Starlink's been going off and on, so that's why I wasn't able to go live. I even got lighting and everything, Jay, to go live. Even though I have an eye infection and I have like a golf ball underneath my eye right now. That's okay. I was still ready to come on live, but the internet just was not cooperating. But I just want to thank you all. We are so blessed to have you all. Raven, wish you lots of luck. Corey as well, Luigi. And you're right. People cannot take voting for granted. You know, I've had several messages of people that say, conservatives, that say they're not going to vote. Why bother? Why bother? And we hear this all the time because they know that there's cheating. But if you sit home, I don't even want to talk to you, honestly. Like Jay and I have always said, and when we've held X Spaces in the past, if you say you did not vote, you can just get the hell out of here. We don't even want to have you up as a speaker because you have no right to even talk.
She's running for
honestly,
office,
if you don't vote.
down New York City.
Thank you.
It's our biggest privilege as an American to vote.
I believe
And
it's
people
tomorrow.
died to protect it.
And then I think Tuesday or Wednesday we can do
Exactly. You know, nobody complained,
what's going on in England.
you know, back in the 1800s about having to stand in line to vote. The soldiers, like
Probably 5
Doug
p.m.
Billings
Eastern.
always says, you know, they didn't complain about having to wait in line, and they just came in and voted. So quit your whining, get out there and vote. These midterms matter more than you all realize. I mean, we don't want to go to impeachments. We don't want to go to Trump being put. It's going to be
Trump can get more done if he
horrific
controls the
if
House.
we don't win the midterms. I think people need to
In fact,
really,
you should
really
add
understand
to the
that.
majority there.
We'll help them see it.
So thank you. Thank you all for being here. We love y'all. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Jay.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Another great night on Liberal Tears on Tap Live. We got 21,000 listening, so we had some great candidates in here, some great American patriots. Thank you all for joining us, and have a good night. Appreciate y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed me restreaming that. It's actually a good group. I definitely know a couple of them, and they've been on with me before. So I definitely wanted to replay that to help them out as well. So, all right. God bless everyone. Again, programming note, I think Gregory's going to be on with me tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern is when I have a candidate running for office coming on, Athena. I think I'm saying it right. And then either Tuesday or Wednesday, we're probably going to be talking about what's going on in England with the people standing up and putting their British flags up and stuff like that, and the government taking them down. The government is captured by the globalists and all that. That's for sure. All right, take care. God bless everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.